champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Off to a flying start. What is today?
Oh, it's Hump Day, isn't it?
Is it? What day is it?
We're all confused today.
Hump Day!
Ah,
Hump Day! There you go.
we're even getting calls like,
Welcome
Hey,
to Wednesday.
well, what happened? Should we just start over?
Holy cow.
All right, let's reset. Do you want to actually do Sports Center this time?
Not really. No. You got buttons
Guess
over
what
here.
day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump Day!
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 Yeah.
Yeah, we finally get our rhythm. The hell's going on over there, Pledge? You ready for the show?
Let's roll.
Are we all ready? You know, it's 2:03. We
I have
started
no
at 2,
idea.
although none of us are actually used to still starting at 2, and it's only been a year.
Well, it's not necessarily that. We're doing some other stuff in here, and it kind of, the clock sneaks up on you.
It does.
Recording a few things, and man.
Well,
Just
see,
kinda
and
pow.
just a little behind the scenes, because that's how we do things here.
Uh-huh.
When you're recording something, we go out of the air mode and into a production mode on the
Mhm.
microphones, and then the user has to put back the microphone into the air mode.
See, I'm still not used to that stuff because where I come from, I never
Where
touched
I
anything.
come from,
I never touched anything.
Mr.
Lying to us.
25-year TV guy, I just sit there and look pretty and talk and
that's
read the
it.
prompter.
That's it.
Yes.
But
Pushing a
it's-
little
it's
button
okay.
over there. It's
Now,
your
see-
responsibility,
Now,
sir.
see, is it, honestly, when you're recording, so it goes into a different thing, it's still not you can't record using Air Mix Pre?
Well, see, if you were recording on air,
Uh-huh.
it goes on the air. And the things that you say when you mess up on the recording, you really don't want on the air if you want to keep your job.
No, you're exactly right.
Yes.
Well, okay. Now, see, I know you learn from mistakes, and you make a
You've
mistake
been
and
here
you learn
3
from it.
years.
But I've never had that issue before.
Well, you kind of have.
No, never.
I mean, you want to throw Pledge under the bus here because it really is his fault.
I'm not throwing Pledge under the
It's
bus.
me. I didn't check it. I guess the guys recorded something this morning.
As you see, now you're trying to blame Rob. It's
see?
always
Yeah,
somebody.
it's Rob's
It
fault.
was Rob's fault. No. My concern is I'm not hearing you do Sports Center,
Right.
and Pledge is like you're good. Now,
Well,
how Pledge is not hearing what's going out over the air is the biggest concern in my mind, because he should say, dude, you're in the wrong. You reset your microphone. He thought you were good to go.
Right. So did I. And then I couldn't hear, and I'm like, uh-oh, something's wrong. I look down, I go, oh, it's not where it's supposed to be.
Uh-oh.
So it's an uh-oh. So I got to keep
Uh-oh.
going. Then he says go, and then I have no clue where we're at because I can't hear it.
Yeah.
So Pledge is counting me down in there.
It's all on Pledge.
It's the way it is. No, he did good.
Well,
He counted me down.
Well, but we had you read Sports Center when all the people that are listening on the radio, all they got to hear was the lovely music.
That's it, huh?
They didn't hear that world-class Sports Center, which might have been
Wow.
the best one you've done today.
Well, probably. Well, maybe not. I recorded one for KTSA. That was pretty damn good.
That one sucked compared to what you just did for me and only me.
Well, you're welcome.
I appreciate
You're welcome.
greatness when I see it.
Well, as you should. You get to work with greatness 4 hours a day.
Mm. I'm glad you think highly of Pledge after you just
Yes.
ran right over him in that bus.
Quite frankly, I think Pledge and I were kind of like, not blaming anybody. We're a team. We got through it. It's good.
You blame Pledge. Pledge blamed Rob Thompson.
See, then that's the way it should be. It's kind of like you. when Dak Prescott throws an interception, it's the defense's fault that he threw that interception because the other team scored, and it's like it should be put on Micah Parsons instead of CeeDee, and then CeeDee Lamb dropped a bunch. Nothing is ever Dak's fault. So it's like that's how it works around here.
That might be one of the more boneheaded things I've heard you say.
I'm just saying.
I mean, I've never blamed the defense for Dak throwing an interception ever in my life.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
I think you might have. We didn't check the
I
tape,
would
Pledge.
one of these days, I would like you actually listen when I'm very critical of Dak Prescott, as opposed to just hearing what you want to hear and making stuff up. Now, can we blame the morning huddle for something else?
Probably.
Why is it 80 degrees in this studio?
It really is.
Holy cow.
I don't know what's wrong with them. They're just old.
Can we get somebody in here to adjust this? Because I don't know if I could do 10 minutes in this sauna. I mean, because in reality, I walked into the studio at 1:58. I barely
we've
got
been busy today.
Well, we were at a luncheon.
We were at a luncheon today, so we got a late start on things.
Yeah.
That's what happened, and just everything kind of came down. Thanks, Pledge.
Thanks,
like 72, will you?
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Or yeah.
Yeah.
It is stupid hot in here.
I don't know what is up with those guys in the morning.
Well, they're going through menopause. AJ just had a birthday. He's at that age.
Did he really?
He did.
I didn't know he had a birthday.
Well, I mean, he posted about it on social.
He did?
Yes.
Maybe I'm not following him.
I mean,
I'll have to check.
you could be a good teammate and you can follow him. It doesn't mean you're actually going to see it. But
well, that's true.
Apparently his wife sent him a cake and he went and had wings and beer for his birthday.
Well, that's not a bad birthday.
No.
Wings and beer?
Wings and beer.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good any day that ends in Y.
Oh.
All right.
Oh. You know, as I think about that, Pledge, I don't want to get too deep into AJ Hoffman. I know how it was for you. So AJ Hoffman shares a birthday with his dad. Well, this birthday must have been tough because it's his first one since his dad passed.
Yes.
I know what that's like. I didn't know they share a birthday. James Pledger also shares a birthday with his father. And I remember the first one without your dad was brutal. So
yeah,
and they all are.
Well, it's always tough. It doesn't matter how many years go by. Honestly, it's all tough.
Yep.
But I didn't realize. Happy birthday, AJ. I didn't mean to neglect your birthday, my friend.
Yeah, we would have got you some lunch today, except for you didn't show up for the free lunch at the Valero Alamo Bowl's pigskin preview.
No, he would have had to get his own lunch.
I mean, I didn't say he was going to go get a plate.
Well,
for
I
him,
mean,
but
you said we'd have got you lunch.
We could have. Well, I mean, we did kind of, because it's not like AJ understands what goes on in this town, and that there's a lunch today that he was invited to. If we didn't say like, "Hey, are you coming?" I was texting with Rob about 10. So what time you getting there? About 11:15. Cool, man. I'll see you there. Never saw either one of those guys.
Those dude went home and crashed.
Yeah, they did.
Well, that's all right. It was a good. I always liked the Valero Alamo Bowl kickoff luncheon because it's like that's the official out of the gate time for football.
Outside of training camp, it's the first time walking on a football field for the season.
That's true.
You know, training camp in Oxnard is one thing. So it's the first time we walk on an artificial surface football field.
That's true.
And they have the Roadrunner field is set up, ready to go for Saturday. You get some good old barbecue.
Apparently, according to our mayor, Ron Nuremberg, who spoke today, there's 2 high school football games in there.
Yep.
Tomorrow and Friday.
Yeah.
So 4 straight days of football, as he called it, because today was
the luncheon.
Right.
The kickoff luncheon.
Which is football for all intents and purposes.
The strangest part about today is luncheon. And I think it's just going to be this way. You know, for years, and it's still this way, sort of, you get the Big 12 versus the Pac-12.
Yeah.
And they have a setup where they've got the Valero Alamo Bowl trophy, and then you've got a table with all the Big 12 helmets and a table with all the Pac-12 helmets. And, you know, you pick your favorite helmet and take a picture and all that kind of stuff. It was weird looking at all the strange helmets and trying to figure out what conference they all belong to, because the way the bowl is this year, you get up the Big 12 and then the legacy schools from the Pac-12. and then I'm looking around going, all right, it's officially official for me. With my kid at Arizona State and with Texas now in the SEC, Arizona State's now my Big 12 school.
It is.
Who would have thunk?
Arizona State.
Yeah, my kid moves to Phoenix, go to Arizona State, and she's in Big 12 country.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that we will be as well one day very soon with
UTSA.
UTSA.
Yes.
We'll be in Big 12 country. And that should happen sooner rather than later.
Yep.
That'd be a lot of fun.
It would be a lot of fun.
Talk about some big games.
Dude, I
week in and week out.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, and you know, although we all have our allegiances, you know, I forget which corporate this dude was from, but it was either PNC Bank or Valero getting up there, and he reaches under the podium and he pulls out a big old finger with a 1 on it and says, "Gig 'em," you know, because even though they have nothing to do with the Alamo Bowl anymore, you know, that runs deep.
It runs deep. It does. And but you know, I think most people are pulling for the Aggies this week because nobody likes Notre Dame.
Nobody, not even the Domers.
Nobody likes Notre Dame.
Yeah.
We got an engineer running around here somewhere that's a domer.
We do?
Yeah.
Who?
You put me on the spot like that. That guy, you know I'm talking about, the new guy. Not Shelton.
Halen?
That's his name?
Halen. He looks like Shelton's kid.
He is. Wait, Halen's a domer?
Yes.
You're kidding.
He's a domer.
How did that happen?
I don't know how it happens. Is that like a punishment?
Well, isn't he like a Pacific Northwest guy?
I don't know what he is. I know he's a domer. The only reason I know he's a domer.
This? You don't even know the kid's name, but you know his college affiliation?
Well, the reason I know this, it was several weeks ago. We're having a meeting in the conference room on his computer. And down at the bottom had a big ND on it.
Really?
Not Kalu. ND as in Notre Dame.
Really?
Yes. And I asked him, I said, "Are you a domer?" "Oh, yeah." That's what he said. "Well, yeah."
I mean, he's
like Rudy.
He's an engineer. He ain't very bright.
Wow.
I mean, you understand how that works.
I guess.
Engineers all lack social skills. That's why they're engineers.
A domer. I'm surprised anything works in this place.
Yep.
Fun luncheon today, though. And it always is. You know, Rudy's is solid. Rudy's barbecue.
Yeah.
It's always solid.
Yeah.
So, a Minnick said, I'm enjoying lunch, but you got to understand now, one of the best parts of Rudy's barbecue for me is the sauce.
Dude.
Right? So that's one of the best things for me. And so Minnick's, you didn't have any sauce.
Good barbecue does not need sauce.
Well, you were about halfway done. And Jason Eggleston, photographer at Ken's 5, you said, "Hey, Jason, can I have some sauce?" And I'm looking at you like, he goes, "Yeah, I need it for this." Tasty, but
it needed sauce. It had good flavor. It was a little dry. But my goodness, I look at your plate, and he had so much sauce on his brisket.
Yes, that
it looked more like soup. You could not see the brisket for the sauce.
And that's the way I like it.
I don't see you do that at other places.
Well,
I mean,
I like Rudy's sauce.
You drowned that brisket. I mean, it needed a lifeguard. You had so much sauce on that brisket.
Well, full transparency, it was a bottle, and it comes out quick. And before I knew it, it's there. But it's fine. I was sopping it up with the bread and you making sure that everything was good.
Dude, 9 people could have used the sauce that you had on your plate.
But they didn't. And I did. And they had jalapenos out.
Yeah.
Pickles and onions.
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
It was a barbecue.
It was fantastic.
Then your poor guy, Vinny Vanzetta from Channel 5.
Yeah, I don't know. That dude on a diet or something.
Dieting must suck.
Yeah, it must.
I mean, he shows up and he's got like 3 pieces of turkey on a plate. No bread, no sides. He did have a little bit of cream corn, and I saw him take a bite just to get the flavor.
Yeah.
Like, dude, look at you. It ain't matter. I mean, just go eat and enjoy.
Exactly.
I mean, all you TV divas.
What? Dude, I didn't give a damn.
No, well, you're not a TV diva anymore.
Well,
you
no, but
show
even
up
when I
wearing your
was.
shorts tucked in with your white
You
belt.
damn right I did. I was the best looking guy in the Alamo Dome today.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Well, I know it's football season now because we've had the kickoff luncheon.
That's it. And we have a CeeDee Lamb signed, sealed, delivered, and talking. Well, he says it's not all about the money. And yeah, he said it.
He did.
He's a very rich man now and talked about that as well. We'll hear from CeeDee Lamb coming up on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And you know, when you talk about kicking off the football season, the first thing that I think about is how can I get some action on the football games that are coming up this weekend? Well, the best way that I do it is I go to betus.com. That's right. You got to get in on that action. I only endorse one sports book and casino, and that is BetUS. So you want a game plan to win this season, you need to check out BetUS. Look, BetUS went large for all of us this season. They've got a huge offer. Check this out, 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. That's right, 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. Not only that, BetUS offers value other sports books simply don't offer, like gambler's insurance, crypto bonuses, and casino bonuses. Plus, they have all the products you need: competitive odds, parlays, live betting, odds boost, props betting, anything you want to do. You need to go to BetUS and do it. You can also get the knowledge that they have with expert analysis, picks, and predictions on all the major sports on their very own BetUS TV. Get started today. Go to betus.com, or you can give them a call at 1-800-MY-BETUS. BetUS, that's where the game begins.
94.1. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Jungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by England, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Made in America, highest quality. That's Connecticut quality water softeners. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
A Connecticut is made right here in America, has the best warranty in the industry, and is the wise investment for your home. Plus, you can try a Connecticut water system for 90 days absolutely free with no contract.
Call Connecticut of San Antonio at 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Diego.
Hi, Diego. It's Jennifer Coolidge. You know, I just want to say your cashback match makes me feel so special. It really inspired me.
That's great. Doubling the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year is what we do.
Well, I'm doubling everything now. Double dating, double dipping, double feature, double header, double whammy. You know, basically double or nothing.
You earn, we match. Discover Cashback Match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Whether you're tinkering in your garage or tackling big projects, if you know the value of working with your hands, you know Harbor Freight. And you can be confident knowing that at Harbor Freight, you can get quality tools at prices that work just as hard as you do. Because the only thing more satisfying than a job well done is a job well done, well under budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
The Twin Liquors dollar sale is almost here. We dropped the price on all wine and spirits to the absolute lowest, then at $1. It's how we say thank you to our customers. Don't miss the dollar sale this Thursday through Saturday, only at Twin Liquors.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Notre Dame Leprechauns, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pregame at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. Maybe you're watching online on YouTube at the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. Appreciate that. Appreciate it if you come hang out with us tomorrow, especially if you're a cigar smoker. The Blitz is going to be live at 49 Cigars in Stone Oak. Come hang out, smoke a cigar, and it's bring your own cold ones. So it's BYOB place, which is cool.
Yeah.
49 Cigars is at the Villages in Stone Oak. They're at 281 in Stone Oak Parkway.
Is that a retirement community? The Villages?
It's a shopping center. Although there's probably a retirement home nearby.
I'm sure there is. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Kick the tires on some places.
Well, I might. I might
see if you can get a tour for the free lunch.
Yes.
Lots of mashed potatoes.
Of course.
Yes.
And barbecue sauce.
Maybe. Maybe. Good Lord.
Oh, my. No, it's going to be fun tomorrow. Looking forward to smoking a good stogie.
While on the air.
Because
we can't drink on the air, but we can smoke cigars on the air.
Yes. And we will.
You wonder if CeeDee fired up a cigar after signing that contract yesterday?
Well, I hope,
his agent did.
Somebody, I know his agent did. And his agent probably downed a bottle of scotch. But CeeDee's got to stay in shape. He can't really, although I guess, I don't know what CeeDee did. What do you think CeeDee did?
Well,
played video games?
No, I mean, he's been working out. I after all of this, and we'll get this out of the way early, the dude literally said yesterday it wasn't about the money.
It's really not. I promise you. It's not about the money. But obviously it has a big part of continuing the situation. But, man, I love playing football. When I get on the field, my performance is what makes the money. So if I get out there and show y'all what I can do, how much I love this sport, how much respect I can get to, that'll answer all these questions.
I have no doubt that CeeDee Lamb enjoys playing the game of football. But don't tell me it's not about the money. Because if it was not about the money, he would have showed up for training camp and played for the $18 million on his contract this year.
And again, it's the business side of things. And we all understand that part of it. I just hate when they say it's not about the money, because it's always all about the money.
Yes.
Although I appreciate the honesty that we got from CeeDee yesterday. And I also appreciate his agent a little bit more, who kind of screwed with him right before he gave him the good news.
Nah, I was up. I was literally in the living room talking to my guys. I had my homeboys with me. We were just chatting. Then my agent FaceTimed me. He was actually it's kind of crazy, because he hit me with yeah, man, this is going south, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, what do you mean it's going south? Like, it's time. Like, and then he hit me with, yeah, they're only going to try to pay you $34 a year. I'm like, well, where do I sign?
But it ain't about the money.
Not about the money at all. I love that he did that and screwed. CeeDee, just listening to him, and we've talked to him before, but obviously is more on he seemed a lot more relaxed in this interview. And he really seems like a down-to-earth kind of guy.
No, he really is. And I know he loves football. He understands it is a business part of things. So he said he did get a little impatient, especially towards the end, just because the regular season was fast coming up.
Yeah, it was. It was just, obviously you got to separate your business likes from your actual, like something that you grew up playing for fun. You know what I'm saying? So as for me, I would try to obviously give out subtle subliminal messages. Like I have, like my love for this game would never vanish. Like the business side of it is its own side. But then when I line up or get on this field, I know it's time to go to work. So it was just like I saw both sides of it. It was very eye-opening. I understand how it is now. Granted, it was my first time going through it for my first vet contract, so I'm prepared for the next
one. Yeah, he's already talking about the next one. Things are not even dry yet. It's not about the money. Yeah.
Thinking about the next one. So let's see. What is CeeDee? He's 22, 3?
Maybe.
Something. So he'll be about 27 when that next one rolls around.
And as a receiver, he probably gets one more. Maybe not quite like this one, but maybe one more. The great part is he talked about just the emotional aspect of getting a contract like this, because this is life-changing money for his future. I mean, this is generational wealth that he's got now. And, being able to take care of mom and dad is the most exciting part for him.
Oh, man. Retiring my mom, letting my dad know that he's good. Obviously, calling my grandmother, she was crying. That was an amazing time. But just being able to give my family that financial freedom that they've always wanted. And granted, they've been working their tail off my whole life. So I understand where my grind comes from, my passion. Yeah, man, I'm just happy that I could do that for my family, my mom, my dad, my grandmother, my brothers. The list could go on and on, bro. But yeah, I'm just, once again, putting me in a great position. Now I can go handle my business and go score a touchdown.
I love that, man. And that's cool. Take care of your family.
That's it.
That's awesome. Good for him, man. So I feel better about CeeDee Lamb these days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, as long as he goes and scores touchdowns. Now, one of the things that the Cowboys did do yesterday, and then, they brought in Dalvin Cook for the visit. Apparently today they've actually signed him. So now the Dallas Cowboys have 2 running backs and Zeke and Dalvin Cook combined with half a tank. But one of the things that, as I try to make sense of this signing, and yesterday you heard me say, and I still believe it, of all the running backs available, and old Dalvin Cook isn't what I really wanted. He would have been great last year when the Cowboys were talking about it with Zeke in New England. Having somebody like Dalvin Cook, I would have been all for. And I remember how excited Jets fans were when he went to the Jets. And I think you and me and Pledge combined have about as many yards as he had last year, although it is what it is. The one area, though, is I try to look for the positives and the why.
Okay.
And again, I'm looking. This is a reach. The Cowboys sucked last year in red zone offense.
All right.
And how many times did we say last year, this is where you think about that Arizona game, a loss that they had where they had no problem getting into the red zone. They just couldn't do anything once they got there. Now they have 2 running backs whose biggest skill set at this point in their career is short yardage running. They're both good in the red zone. That's all I got. That's the only good thing that I could see about why you would bring in Dalvin Cook is you were really bad in the red zone last year. I mean, you had no problem scoring points last year. They were one of the highest scoring offenses. Dak Prescott threw a lot of yards last year. But when they got into the red zone, everything kind of went and so now they've got 2 really good red zone running backs.
Well, yeah, that's great. Now you can move Zeke into the offensive line. He can block.
No. We saw that one play. We never need to see that again.
Look, it depends, right? Because at one time, both of those guys were really good running backs.
At one time.
Zeke Elliott, he played for a really bad football team last year. He did. The Patriots weren't that great. Dalvin Cook was banged up a lot last year. He looks like he's in great shape. If either one of those guys can be a half of what they once were, then you might have something. And I think Dalvin Cook, I've always been a Dalvin Cook fan. And I think if he can just be a semblance of what he was in his younger years, I think Cowboys may have hit on something. Look, I think Zeke and Dalvin, like you, are the same guy, basically. But they had to do something. And I think they think that this is the safest way to go. I haven't seen the details of the contract, but it can't be for more than a year.
No,
I wouldn't think.
And it's not going to be a lot of money. And there were reports yesterday that he might have to start on the practice squad.
Well, he is.
So, and again, Dalvin Cook, solid red zone running back. And he's a veteran that you can trust.
Mm-hmm.
Where I really was excited about, man, dude, Frank Gore Jr. got released. Let's go get him. He's a rookie. Do you trust him in pass protection? I saw a highlight clip, and highlights not the right term because highlights generally mean good stuff. But I saw clips of Malik Davis this preseason that Bob Sturm put together of his pass blocking. And if that was the tiebreaker, there's a whole reel of why he's not there, because that guy, it was just brutal in pass protection. And we know Dalvin Cook can block. And Mike McCarthy, who says that they want to run the ball and he wants to run the ball, his actions tell me he doesn't. But they've got to protect Dak Prescott or whoever the quarterback is. So you need running backs that can block. And you got two guys, older guys. If combined they're giving you what a real RB1 will do, then maybe you have something. I don't know. But they're both good in short yardage and goal line situations. And that is one area that the Cowboys are really bad at last year.
Well, let me break your heart. All right. I'll break your heart because Malik Davis is back with the Cowboys on the practice squad. And Josh Ball is back with the Cowboys.
So they got two guys that can't block on the practice squad.
Yes.
Got it.
They're there.
The defense is going to feel really good about themselves every week in practice.
And Frank Gore Jr., by the way, is back with the Buffalo Bills.
Which, again, all those, I mean, signings, practice squad guys, if Frank Gore is on the practice squad, they could still go get him. I don't mind if Josh Ball is on the practice squad. Malik Davis can be on the practice squad again. Those guys have a really good life. They make a lot of money and their Sundays are free. So that's fine. As long as Josh Ball isn't in a game, I'm good. I'm glad he's on the practice squad. I don't want to see anybody out of a job.
He's there for depth.
Yes.
If something happens, then he could be right back.
Look, Tyler Guyton told us in Oxnard that when it comes to getting the breakfast sandwiches, because he's a first rounder, he's like, I might get one of those practice. Like, he's talking like a veteran. I might get one of those, either Cooper, because he's a third round guy, or one of the practice squad guys. I'll pay for it, but they're going to go get the sandwiches, not me.
Well, if I'm Cooper Beebe, I'm telling Guyton to go get his own. I don't give a damn where you were drafted. Well, I'm starting just like you are.
Rookie status, first round versus third.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. If somebody's going to carry the helmets, Cooper will carry it before Tyler.
Well, he'll carry it. I think Tyler carried a few helmets in Oxnard.
He carried Zach Martin's. But if he wanted to, flex a little bit, I'm paying. I buy, you fly. He could do that.
Well, not to Cooper Beebe.
Yeah, you can.
No.
Yeah.
Dude. If I'm him, I'm giving him the one finger salute.
It's a paycheck versus paycheck.
Or you go tell Josh Ball, or maybe even that Brock Hoffman guy. He's not starting. Tell him to go get him.
He's not a rookie. It's so interesting. Like, if you've been watching Hard Knocks, it really is all about paycheck. Especially like, when you hear the rookies sing, they all say what their signing bonus was. And Caleb Williams with $3 gazillion, and this guy with really good money, and then you get another guy up there, $5,000, right? That $5,000 guy, you're taking Caleb's credit card and you're going to buy breakfast, whatever you need, sir.
I don't think the Cowboys have any issues with breakfast.
What do you mean?
I think they're taken care of.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, there's a sandwich shop nearby there that does
Frisco or Oxnard?
No, in Frisco.
All right.
Well, and honestly, because I know there was one in Frisco, but when they moved from Valley Ranch out to the Star, a lot of guys were pissed because there was this breakfast shop that they used to all go to all the time that made the best egg sandwiches. And so they
who the hell wants an egg sandwich?
I do.
Who in that? Just egg.
Well,
nothing else on it?
No, a fried egg sandwich. I mean,
no.
What do you mean?
Just
no?
an egg on bread.
No, I said fried. Do you know what a fried egg sandwich is?
It's an egg fried and put on bread. It's a sandwich
with lots of bacon and cheese and all kinds of other stuff. It's not just egg on bread.
Well, you got to add that in. I mean,
well, it's part of it. I mean,
you start with an egg sandwich and you got add-ons.
It's kind of like when we'd go to Spud Nuts, right?
Yes.
All of us got something a little bit different, but they were all wonderful, right?
Is anybody eating just egg sandwich?
No,
of course
not. But it's an egg sandwich to start with. That's your base.
To start with, but don't say that because I'm sitting here thinking, well, Minix is eating an egg sandwich. What the hell's the matter with you?
Nobody eats just an egg sandwich.
Well,
that's
just
what
I'm
egg
wondering.
On toast.
You got to have some meat on that.
Well, bacon
or meat. Ham.
Well, you're a
Maybe
ham
some
guy.
sausage.
I'm a bacon guy.
Little sausage.
I put bacon and ham and sausage.
Well, of
Load it
course.
up. Get
That's
all
right.
the meats.
Well, don't call it just an egg sandwich because it's an egg sandwich. It's an egg sausage, bacon, ham sandwich.
There's a great breakfast sandwich place that they used to all go to.
Yes.
Somebody got a lovely parfait once. Good Lord.
A parfait.
Would you like some avocado toast?
Yes. No. Dude, your wife had that.
I know it. It was gross. It was kind of gross looking anyway.
It was. I didn't want to say that to her, but it was.
Yeah. And you know what, avocado? It's toast with avocado and then scrambled egg on it. Just get an egg sandwich
without the avocado.
She likes avocado.
Well, I do too, but
I don't. Yeah,
that didn't look appetizing.
It really did.
No,
but I wasn't going to tell her that.
But she liked it.
I don't know. She didn't eat it all.
She didn't.
No.
Just glad we got the egg sandwich thing down.
Breakfast sandwich.
You just can't say egg sandwich. You can't. You confuse the hell out of everybody.
Oh, I think I only confused one person.
No, you confuse everybody.
I think everybody knew what I meant and exactly what that means. It's a breakfast sandwich.
So if I'm talking about a ham sandwich, just a ham sandwich.
What
are you assuming?
That you've got some probably mayonnaise or mustard on there. You've got some cheese on there, maybe a little onion, pickle. You've got some other stuff on there, maybe some bacon if you've got some. I'm assuming you've got more than just ham.
Now, if I had cheese on there, I'd say I got a ham and cheese sandwich. Right? I mean, isn't that what you say?
When you say hot dog,
yes.
Do you just assume somebody just has a dog in a bun? Or do you assume that there's mustard and other stuff or whatever fixings you like on there?
Well, that's a condiment. So you don't order the condiment.
Well, you do.
You don't.
I mean, you can.
You order a hot dog. The mustard's in the bucket over there.
Yeah, sometimes I just say I'm having pizza today. I'm not telling you what kind. I'm just saying pizza, and you have an idea of what it is.
But when you go up and order, you're going to order, I wanted pepperoni and
I wasn't
whatever.
ordering. I was just referring.
Well, sure, but
yes.
that doesn't tell me what kind of pizza you want. Just tells me you want a pizza. Is that a cheese pizza, margarita pizza, supreme pizza? See, you got to specify, Minix.
I realize sometimes especially with 5-year-olds, you've got to explain everything in great detail.
You have to specify.
Mm-hmm. It's only 2:40.
I know.
We're only 10 minutes late. It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. CD is signed. Will Dak get a deal before the start of the regular season? The playmaker weighs in. We'll hear from the great Michael Irvin coming up on the Blitz. You know, nobody ever plans on getting arrested, but it does happen to a lot of people every day for all kinds of reasons. If you get arrested, you want to get out of jail fast, best way to do that, call my good friend Albert and his great staff at AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747, or you can start the bonding process online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else to get out of jail, and you don't want to be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you a PR bond, make sure you truly understand what all those conditions are before accepting it. Your best option for stress-free bail bonds is AA Best Bail Bonds because nobody beats their price. They offer payment plans, have a free shuttle service. They are discreet and confidential and open 24/7 with offices all over San Antonio and Texas, services nationwide. If you're up in Dallas, down in Corpus, anywhere in between, license number 149, call AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121, or go online at mybestbailbonds.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, Dallas Cowboys signed a Pro Bowl quality running back, or at least he was 5 years ago. We'll talk about it.
Also, it's Thursday, which means week 1 of college football. We'll get into some of these games too. Party starts at 6 right here on 94.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Lowe's knows saving pros time and money means getting the job done easier. Right now, get up to 50% off select composite decking and railing. Plus, get an extra 5% off every day on eligible purchases when you use your Lowe's business credit card. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows pros. Selection varies by location while supplies last. 5% off or subject to credit approval. Exclusions and terms apply. See store lowes.com/credit for details.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights. Open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Using the Labor Day weekend to get some work done? We got you. Stop by any store to save on oil, fuel system cleaner, wipers, and more. Looking for an end of summer wash? We've got deals for that too. Don't want to leave the garage? Get same-day delivery on AutoZone.com. Do Labor Day your way by getting something done at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. They say I transformed the quarterback position. The fastest ever, the strongest arm, the most rushing yards. They call me a game changer. I say BetUS.com changed the sports betting game. It started 30 years ago with the industry's biggest bonuses, and they haven't stopped. This football season, get a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Join me at BetUS Online Sportsbook and Casino, BetUS, where the game begins.
When you've got a big job to do, never compromise. Hi, I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Get the power, comfort, and quality you need by choosing Kubota rental equipment. Excavators, skid loaders, track loaders, RTVs, or mowers. At Ewald Kubota, we have the machine you need when you need it. Rent by the day, week, or month. We know you want the dependable equipment Kubota is known for, and we can even deliver it to you. From the Gulf of Mexico to the hill country of Texas, for over 75 years, Ewald Kubota is your Kubota dealer.
How about them Cowboys? Jim Beam bringing fans together across Cowboys country. We rise as one in Texas in handed-down silver and blue jerseys. We come together for America's team every time they take the field. So let's share a round of Jim Beam highballs on game day in Cowboys country. 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2024 James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick. Love hearing Unbreakable from our friends from Kingdom Collapse. Guessing Aaron Smith will be in our golf tournament. When they're not on the road, he likes to play golf, especially if his dad's paying. So
I don't blame him for that.
No, I know they'll be in town September 30th. So imagine we'll see them out at Olympia Hills for our fall golf classic. $400 for a foursome. That's $100 a person. $120 if you sign up as an individual. The fall golf classic benefiting San Antonio sports is presented by the law office of Jesse Hernandez. Sponsored in part by Flight by Yingling and Jim Beam. Get your foursome signed up, sasportstar.com.
Looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun. Always is. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the Cowboys are going to do or not going to do with number 4.
The fact that CeeDee is done now, you can focus and prioritize on Dak Prescott if the Cowboys want to do that.
If Dak wants to do that.
And if Dak wants to do that. I know Michael Irvin wants to get Dak Prescott signed.
I hope.
You hope,
I
but
hope.
do you know?
No. Let me finish. That was what they call a strategic pause to make you draw in for a moment. I hope. And then wait. And everybody draws in. I hope people now back the hell up. That's what I said. You've seen what you needed to see. You've seen enough of what we have behind him. We've seen enough to know now, stop playing. Dak Prescott is our best chance to win a Super Bowl. I know all these shows out here, they love the father. They like to talk about it because we put eye gates on their TV. But the reality is, Cowboy fans, stop falling for that. Dak Prescott is our best chance to get a Super Bowl. Now, I hope that this team understands that also and make sure they get behind him and believe in him.
Boy, you're screwed as a Cowboy fan, aren't you?
Well,
if Dak Prescott's your best chance, wow, it's going to be a long year.
Well, and I think what he's saying, and I don't disagree with it because essentially what I've been saying, he keeps you around the rim. And with no plan in place to replace him, do you really want to start over? And he plays at a high level in the regular season. He's got to be able to, at some point, get it done in the postseason. And what Michael Irvin is saying is you at least have to give yourself a chance, and he is your best chance. Now you've got CeeDee locked up. Do you pay a wide receiver that kind of money if you don't have a quarterback that can get him the ball? So maybe the thinking is, all right, now that CeeDee is locked up for the foreseeable future, it's time for Dak to get locked up. Now, CeeDee Lamb said yesterday he wants Dak Prescott around for another contract. Give that man his money.
It's amazing, bro. If you go look at our numbers together, they're at the top of the charts. And I have no doubt that they're going to get the deal done. And we all know that I want Dak here. Jerry wants Dak here too. So let's just get this under control, kill the speculations. Let's go win.
There was one guy that he left out of that.
Yeah.
He wants him here. Jerry wants him here. What does Dak want?
Well, he didn't say. And I know Dak wants to be here. That would have been the natural next
you would think
thing to come out. I mean, yeah, we know Jerry wants him. I know I want him because he's looking around going, well, I feel bad for Justin. He's got who throwing him the ball? Wow. CeeDee talked yesterday about all the time they spent in the Dak yard throwing on that Prescott football field. I mean, that's
Great
his
story.
guy. But he didn't say that he knows Dak wants to be here.
Didn't say that.
So we went back to July 25th, beginning of training camp in Oxnard, when Dak Prescott was asked about his future with the Dallas Cowboys.
It's a two-way street that they have once, I have once. I think I've deserved that, understanding that this is a business. And obviously I want to be here. Talking about growing up, this is where I've become a man. So, but at the end of the day, it's a business. And, when I'm going to say, I want to be here, but when you look up, all the great quarterbacks I watched played for other teams. So my point in saying that is that's not something to fear. That may be a reality for me one day, may not be my decision. So that's the freedom that I have is be where your feet are, make the most of it, be confident in yourself, make your team better. I love my teammates. I love that locker room. I love everything about being out here in Oxnard and being a Dallas Cowboy. So that's what allows me to be free and focused and understand that when time comes, who knows what comes. As I said, I've been through a lot of adversity personally, that it's about, being thankful for where you are, hugging and loving on your loved ones and taking it one day at a time and handling the rest when it approaches.
I love all of that. What I get the feeling what's happening is that, and I will give you credit for this. You've been saying this. Jerry's got a number he's not going to go above. Dak's got a number that I have a feeling is higher than what Jerry's willing to go above, and they're stuck right there. And nothing is moving. The wheels are spinning. But look, if I'm Jerry Jones, Dak Prescott is under contract right now.
Yep.
He's got a year left on his contract. Play it. Let's go play. You got your wide receiver. We've added now another running back. We're ready to go. Let's go. Go prove it. You want a big contract. You want $60 million a year. Then go out and show me that you're deserving of that in the postseason. Let's get back to the playoffs and let's make a run. Let's shock the world, and then I'll pay you whatever you want.
I agree with what you just said, but I live in the real world. And while he is under contract, and in the real world, you would have to go to work.
Sure.
Or you go on strike. Well, he's not going to go on strike. The problem with Jerry and the situation that he's facing, the go prove it, play this year out and go prove it. He can get a deal done now.
Yeah.
If he wants Dak Prescott to be the guy. And that's the big if. He says, and Steven says, they want him to be the guy. But until pen to paper, who knows? The offers we don't know about. They've done a really good job of not leaking what those offers have been. So we don't know if they're just ridiculous, disrespectful, or whatnot.
Or ridiculous asks for on the other side.
Well, yeah. So, I mean, we don't know. I do believe Jerry has a walkaway price when he talks about things he can't afford. I also know especially with the Cowboys, deadlines make deals. If Dak gives them a deadline to get a deal done, they'll figure it out by that deadline. But if Jerry, the fire that he's playing with Dak Prescott is if he goes into this year and has another incredible regular season, and quite frankly, I don't care what he does in the postseason when it comes to contracts, because NFL contracts are proven to be not playoff result driven. So if he has another year like that and become a free agent, he can explore free agency for the first time in his NFL career. And I think a lot of guys like that opportunity. And I think ultimately he'll end up with more money than what he's asking for right now if he becomes a free agent. So if he is not married to being a Dallas Cowboy, yeah, play this year out, become a free agent, and then you make a decision. Do you take the offer from Dallas if one is still on the table, or do you look at the other teams that are there? Jerry can end all of that and not have uncertainty about the most important position going into next season, because what do you wait till he decides in March, or do you start working on plan B? I think if he hits free agency, you start working on your next quarterback this season, whether it's through a trade or however it is, you need to figure it out. But if he becomes a free agent, he's gone from Dallas.
Let me ask you a question, because we're talking about regular season success.
Yep.
And it's hard to compare apples to apples when it comes to this. But we always talk about guys like Trevor Lawrence, who got a big deal, Justin Herbert, who got a big deal. Jordan Love just got a big deal. All of these guys are young guys. They're younger than Dak. It's their first contract, big contract. Do you honestly think that if those guys' contracts come up again and they have not proven themselves, that they'll get another contract?
Yes.
You do, and by the same team.
Well, I mean, do you?
Yeah, I completely disagree with that.
Do you have any doubt that Buffalo, when Josh Allen is due, is going to get another contract from Buffalo?
I don't have any confidence that will happen.
You think he would change teams?
I think at some point you have to stop beating your head against the wall and start over.
All right,
figure it out.
Let me ask you this. Aaron Rodgers, who ultimately did leave Green Bay, but at 40.
Yes.
So in his 30s, while still playing great football, not winning Super Bowls, kept getting more and more money from the Green Bay Packers until they finally drafted a guy and said, we've got to prepare for life after Aaron Rodgers.
Correct.
But Aaron got multiple contracts in his 30s.
He did.
And then they drafted his replacement toward the end of his 30s. Dak just turned 30. Is that a better comparison for you?
I think he's 31, isn't he?
31, 30. It's not 38.
It's a year.
All right.
It's like dog years in the NFL.
All right. But again, Guy was second in MVP voting last year and put up ridiculous numbers. I know.
Terrific.
But again, Aaron Rodgers won a bunch of MVPs
He
after
did, but he went
30.
to a bunch of NFC championship games too, didn't he?
Sure, but
he won MVP awards, didn't he?
But he didn't win a Super Bowl, and that's all that really matters.
I'm not sure that's all that really matters. If you're a Cowboy fan and you haven't been to the NFC championship game in 30 years, that matters. You got to find a guy that can get you there.
I don't disagree with that, but I think if he got there and lost, we would like they were in Green Bay. And Green Bay, it was like, man, that Super Bowl was so long ago, yet we keep doing all this, even with home field advantage in the NFC Championship game and not getting it done. And then finally they did, but late 30s with Aaron Rodgers, if that's a better comp for you than Trevor Lawrence.
Perhaps. These guys, though, is who we're talking about right now, are the young guys with potential, just like Dak Prescott was when he got his first deal.
Yep.
So that potential hasn't been realized, has it? I mean, it hasn't been. He's a great regular season quarterback. That 12 wins. Cowboy fans ought to just be happy with that.
No,
that's what you're basically saying.
No,
we should be happy.
Saying that.
That's exactly what you're saying. Give him his money, $60 million a year, so we can win 12 games in the regular season. That's all we want because we're hanging around the rim. If he hasn't gotten it done now, especially with that team last year, and I know everybody's going to say, well, it wasn't all Dak's fault. Doesn't matter. He's the face of the franchise. He's the guy that's going to take the blame. And whether you like it or not, he's the guy. Every quarterback on every team takes the blame. They're the face of that franchise, and if he doesn't get it done, then it's on him, most of it. And so we can sit here and blame everybody else, but the quarterback has to get it done, or you got to move on and do something else. Or you sign him again and just, we're happy with this. Here we go. We're one happy family. We're going to win 12 games again. Yeehaw! Get blown out in the first round.
Well, again, the idea is you're not happy with it, but you've got to win those 12 games and get a chance to get blown out in the first round.
That's a great positive way to look at it.
No, but I mean, again, if you go with, say, a Trey Lance, which after watching Trey Lance, we know he's not the answer. Cooper Rush isn't the answer. Do you want to give yourself the best opportunity? Why they haven't gotten it done? Well, it's frustrating for everybody. The same thing was said about Tony Romo. Guy was really good in the regular season, never got it done in the postseason. It's the hamster wheel that needs to
and the only reason they moved on from Tony Romo is because he got hurt.
He got hurt.
And
they realized they had Dak Prescott.
They had a quarterback. They didn't realize they had Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott showed them he was Dak Prescott.
Yep.
Because they were going with Jamil Showers, for goodness sake. And then Prescott stepped up and did what he did. And I give him all the respect for that. All I'm saying is he's going into his ninth year. At some point in time, and I blame Jerry Jones for this too. There should be a plan B in place. He thought that he had one by spending a 4th-round draft pick on Trey Lance. Obviously, that doesn't appear to be the case.
No, it's
but
it's
does
not
that
the case.
Justify paying Dak Prescott $60 million a year for the next 4 or 5 years? I mean, that's just to me is insanity.
Well, it is, but the NFL is an insane world.
It is.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. It's a long holiday weekend. You want to fire up the grill this weekend because, of course, you do. You need to get into Tri-County Meat Market. That great meal starts with great meat. And Tri-County is going to have some great Labor Day specials this weekend. How about Wagyu briskets? $8.99 a pound for some great Wagyu briskets. Bone-in ribeyes at $15.99 a pound. And when you're over at Tri-County Meat Market, spend $50 or more, you're going to get free Julio products, whether it's the queso, the chips, the salsa, while supplies last there at Tri-County Meat Market. Maybe you want to do some pork ribs or some beef ribs, some fajitas, burgers. Those brisket burgers are incredible. Tri-County has what you need with the quality you expect, and you could always take advantage of their Pick 5 for $25. Tri-County always offers a 10% discount for military and first responders. 2 great locations on Ralph Fair Road and on Huebner, online at tricountymeat.com.
Riding 410 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM Floresville. and everywhere at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. The HURT app provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. HURT is the app to have before you need it. Don't wait for an injury to happen. Download HURT now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The HURT app is available online in the App Store and Google Play. Learn more about the HURT app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic at TSAOG.com.
Hi, I'm Angie Hicks, co-founder of Angie. And one thing I've learned is that you buy a house, but you make it a home. Because with every fix, update, and renovation, it becomes a little more your own. So you need all your jobs done well. For nearly 30 years, Angie has helped millions of homeowners hire skilled pros for the projects that matter. From plumbing to electrical, roof repair to deck upgrades. So leave it to the pros who will get your jobs done well. Hire high-quality certified pros at Angie.com.
Eczema flaring up again? We have good news. Exoderm. If you or someone you love suffers from eczema or dermatitis, get Exoderm, the common sense answer for eczema. This stuff really does work. Exoderm contains the #1 doctor-recommended ingredient in a clean hypoallergenic cream with no harsh additives. Take back control of your eczema with affordable, fast-acting Exoderm Flare Control Cream. Exoderm. It's in the first aid aisle of your local Walmart, H-E-B, and other fine stores.
Who doesn't love getting something for free? Labor Day deals have arrived at the Home Depot, and right now you can get a free Milwaukee 18-volt extended capacity battery, $159 value, when you buy a select tool. Get longer runtime and more battery life so you can power all your fall projects. Shop Labor Day deals and get a free battery when you buy a select tool at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Limit 1 per transaction. Exclusions apply. Full eligible tool list in store and online.
Hey, sports bettors, Joe Reinigle here to tell you about my favorite sportsbook and casino, BetUS.com. You know, football is back, so it's time to get in on the action. I endorse one sportsbook and casino, and that is BetUS. BetUS went large for you this season. A huge offer, 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Get started today at BetUS.com or give them a call, 1-800-MY-BetUS. BetUS, where the game begins.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Cowboys added to their running back room. They're signing 4-time Pro Bowler Dalvin Cook. He's going to start off on the practice squad, familiarize himself with the system before being activated. Cowboys also brought back a few guys that they released yesterday. A couple of those guys, lineman Josh Ball, wide receiver Jalen Cropper, and Malik Davis, the running back. And ESPN's Todd Archer reports that they're going after Tyus Bauer, the defensive end.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinigle.
And for the 3rd time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day, Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
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 Yeah, I love that camel. We could go all day with this thing.
Can you?
Yes.
All day Wednesday?
Nice
Hump
Wednesday.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Need a cigarette?
Yes, I do. You know, what's his name? What's the camel's name?
Caleb.
Caleb. And me and Caleb need a moment. Carry on. We need a moment.
I'm just going to Let that one breathe.
We know best part of that commercial, though. Best part of it.
Here we go.
At the very end. Yeah. Oh, happy hump day, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday.
Yeah.
Dude, it rained like hell last night at my house.
It did.
That's nuts.
Rained at my house, too.
Wow.
I think it rained everywhere in San Antonio.
Well, it must have. We were coming home, Maggie and I, and you see the lightning and the dark skies, and it was nuts.
I was at home.
Yeah.
And I forget what we just finished some series on Netflix. I wish I could tell you what it was. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it must have been great.
Well, it's the name of it. I don't know what I'm watching, but it was a good series. We finished
That's
it.
good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
And then the storm rolled in, and of course we're staying up late because we had our fantasy draft last night at 10:45 because there's more than half of our draft. Our league is all Ken's 5 people,
TV people,
and
gotta wait till they get off the air.
Why is that?
Well, when do you want to do it? Like in between shows?
Now, this is a league that you and I have been a part of since 1993 or 4, right?
Yeah, I think so.
And when we all went to Channel 5, it kind of became a Channel 5 league.
It did.
And now most everybody in there are either current Ken's employees or Ken's alum. And but we used to do it at like 8:00 in the second floor conference room over at the TV station.
We did. Actually, it was earlier than that because it'd be like right after the 6.
Well, no,
we'd all get pizza.
Because we used to get off work at the Blitz at 7 and we'd get over. So the pizza was there was 7:30, 8, whatever time. But between the 6 and the 10, instead of going home for dinner or wherever you guys would go, you stayed there and we ordered pizza and it was a party. And then we were doing them together as a group at various bars, but late at night, 11 o'clock or whatever. I don't know if I'm a fan of these online only drafts. I mean, they kind of suck. I mean, half the fun is you're getting together with a bunch of guys that you don't see all the time and drink beer and have a draft.
Well, I'm all for that. I think some of those people that are associated with this, Bill and I, can't get a hall pass.
No, because his wife just runs everything. I mean, basically, he's on daddy duty 24/7.
And he's not the only one.
I think everybody else could figure out how to, hey, honey, can I go do this? And the answer is yes, except for Phil and I.
Oh, well, you got to keep in mind his wife works late because she's the anchor at Ken's TV.
Yeah, Isis, yes.
So
and they can't afford a babysitter at some point. I think he could get a hall pass if he wants.
Let me tell you something. And
Why are you defending Phil?
I'm not. But I was because I'm about to rip him right now. We're going through, and I'm just dragging. We have 17 rounds in this thing.
Yes.
So about round 16, I said, "Well, Trevor Lawrence is still there. Oh, why not? I'll take a shot. Why not? If he's no good, if I never use him, what's the difference?" So I draft Trevor Lawrence. And about 30 seconds later, I see a little message on her scroll. "Hey, Joe, do you really need 3 quarterbacks?" My response to him was, "Hey, Phil. Didn't you finish last year?"
Uh-huh.
I thought that was pretty clever.
Yeah, that was really clever.
I felt good about myself. I felt really good about it. I slept great last night.
Are you sure you drafted Trevor Lawrence, though?
I did. Yes. I damn sure did. What are you double checking me over there? What's going on?
Because I know I had Trevor Lawrence late in my queue, and I guess you took him and I ended up taking Justin Herbert with my last pick.
That's exactly what you did.
Yes.
Yeah. So was that your backup quarterback?
Yeah.
Because see, I
got Patrick Mahomes as my starter.
Well, I got Josh Allen as mine.
Yeah.
And I drafted Jaden Daniels, thinking, this kid's going to be the real deal.
You really need 3 quarterbacks?
Yeah. Hey, I finished 3rd last year. Where'd you finish?
Not 3rd.
Okay.
I know that my draft grade was a B.
Who cares?
Well,
I'm a C+.
Yeah, you were mad as hell that Yahoo graded you as a C+.
The hell?
Uh-huh.
What does Yahoo know?
Well, and Paul Morales, Mr. Auto Draft, gets an A+.
A+.
Of course, Auto
The
Drafter.
hell?
Mm-hmm.
I guess he was Auto Draft.
Well,
wasn't he?
yeah, because I mean,
got to get
it
up
was
at the
almost
crack
time
of
for
dawn.
him to wake up with, that 10:45 draft.
Yeah, that was fun. It took a little long, but it was fun.
Well, and what I want to know is, Phil and I, our commissioner, how much time do you need for each round? We said 30 seconds. You and I both texted him 30 seconds.
I said you could go 45. I'd be all right.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Who the hell needs 2 minutes between each pick?
You don't.
You don't.
You don't.
Well, to the credit, most people didn't take 2 minutes.
No, but it was still until midnight.
It was a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
17 rounds. Good night. Let's do the headline blitz.
This is Jason and Joe's Headline Blitz. Two guys, two opinions, never enough time.
My tight end is Travis Kelce.
He is, yeah.
Nice little combo with Patrick Mahomes.
Uh-huh.
I just hope he stays focused on football. He got all
He's
that
a
money.
Swifty.
He got all that money for the podcast, $100 million. Now he's into racehorses.
Already spending that money.
Absolutely. He buy steak into a racehorse called Swift Delivery.
How about that? You think that was Taylor's call or his?
Oh, that's his.
You think so?
He's sucking up with that prenup sitting
Well,
on his
I don't
desk.
blame. The prenup's there, but I think Kelce's he's going to be just fine. I think he's trying to show Taylor this. He's going to have his own prenup.
Mm-hmm.
That's got $100 million.
Yeah.
She goes.
She laughs.
I carry that around in my pocket.
That's what I make every 2 weeks.
Well, he's trying.
He is.
Guy like that doesn't want to be seen like she's a sugar mama.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
LeBron James.
Oh my gosh. Dude, this is the most ridiculous thing I think I've ever heard.
Have you thought through, not relationship, because you always be his dad, he'll always be his son, but what's your working relationship? Is he going to call you dad at practice in the locker room?
No, we already laid that. No, he can't. We already laid that down. Cannot call me dad in the workplace. All right. Once we leave out of the private facility and the gates close, I could be dad again. In the car, if we ride together. At home, I could be dad. No, he got to call me like 2-3 or Bron.
Okay.
Or, GOAT if he wants to. It's up to him. It's up to him. But it's easy for me. It's easy for me because I've been calling him Bronny for so long. Yeah. It's not like I've been calling, hey son. So it's easy for me. It's gonna be the adjustment for him. But we cannot be running down the court and he'd be like, Dad, push the ball up, Dad, I'm open, Dad, come on. Like, no, you cannot do that.
Sure. They're not gonna run down. Well, they will early. But yeah.
Dad.
Now, as old as he is, don't the young guys call him grandpa anyway?
I don't know. Obviously they don't. They call him 23 or GOAT or whatever. Dude, he how many times has LeBron said, I want to play with my kid?
Yeah.
And now he can't call you dad?
I get it. I get it.
Please.
I get it. It's just like when Stephen Jones always calls Jerry.
He does.
And I've asked
He
Steven,
may be calling Jerry forever.
Well, but I've asked Stephen before, do you ever call him dad? He was like, oh, at dinner and some stuff like that. But in business, he's Jerry. And I remember Cal McNair saying the same thing about Bob McNair. I think when you work with somebody,
it's not like it's a secret. Bronny's his son. LeBron's the dad. Call him dad.
Daddy, pass the ball.
Dad, I'm over here. Come on. Jeez, don't call me dad.
Have you seen the Nick Saban VBRO commercial?
Yes.
Hearing it's one thing, seeing it's another.
Oh, is there a pool?
Check-in time is 3.
It's 2:55.
I know.
Is this what he's doing now?
Have a seat. As your host, I have some rules. First, no showers longer than 5 minutes. This isn't a spa. There's no streaming, only cable television.
Any games for the kids?
No games, no fun. The kids aren't even allowed in the house. That's the rule. There's a great barbecue outside, but don't touch that. How'd you guys get inside? 2 flush maximum per bathroom visit.
Yes, Coach.
You guys got about 10 minutes because this is daddy time in the tub.
Meanwhile, at a Verbo, when other vacation rentals make you share your turf with a host, try one you have all to yourself.
Dude, that is a great commercial. And if you haven't seen it, you need to find it and see it because it is funnier when you can see but Nick Saban's great in that.
Yeah, I mean, they all have personality you didn't know. Although a 2 flush minimum, dude, if you need 3 flushes, man, take 3 flushes.
Dude, the kids aren't allowed in the house.
Can you imagine a rental and you show up and you realize you're sharing a space with Nick Saban?
Gosh. Now, look, I've never had a Airbnb or whatever where I had to share it with the host. Have you?
Yes.
See, I've never done that.
It was weird because it was a big 2-story place in Moscow, Idaho. And I mean, this house was like 8,000 square feet. And so there was 12 of us that were staying in part of the house and then this other part. And you didn't see him or hear him but like one time the dude just showed up, walked upstairs, like, and that's when the Moscow murders were going on. We didn't know who was showing up.
Dude, I don't know, man, if I could do that.
Never do that again.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that.
Yep.
That's funny, though. Good for Nick Saban, man. That's a hell of a commercial.
Yep, that's good stuff.
It is.
As Arch Manning gets ready to back up, and we'll talk some Longhorn football at 3:35 with Bob Ballou. Drew Brees has an idea of what it takes to play quarterback at a high level at the NFL. And it's interesting for young college players that want to come out early or rookies that are starting. We'll dive into that coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
First of all, I got to tell you about the Big Blind because Wednesday night is a huge night out at the Big Blind. It's their Wednesday 12K tournament. It all gets underway at 6:15 tonight. $60 entry, a $10 staff appreciation, and then $60 rebuys after that. It's a big night for the Big Blind. And if you haven't been over there, we need to get over there. And it doesn't matter what your skill level is. If you're just beginning, well, that's okay. They've got a game for you. If you are a high roller, they got a game for you as well. No matter what your skill level is, the Big Blind can take care of you. Look, it's from the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, so you know it is going to be great. Locally owned and operated, that's important. Big Blind offers food and beverages served directly to your table, a full bar, and, of course, all the games on all the TVs. It is a great place to hang out on the weekends and watch the games. There's not a bad seat in the house. Plus, the food is fantastic. They've got a great bar there as well. The Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio. It does not even compare to anything else. It is a great place to go. Go check them out. The Big Blind, you know where it is, right down from the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, right there at 281 and Redland Road.
94.1. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio Sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by England, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Attention Roadrunner fans, get ready for an electrifying season of UTSA football. Season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $90. That's right, for only $90 you can catch all the action, all the touchdowns, and all the excitement at the Alamo Dome. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunner on the best deal in town. Get your season tickets today and be a part of the Roadrunner family. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game, it's an experience. Go Runners!
Hormones can affect everything. Bad skin, bad hair, low energy, poor sleep, brain fogginess, libido, and weight gain. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health, and we take a functional approach to your hormone problems. Eating right and exercise will not be beneficial without optimal hormone function. This goes for men and women. We do state-of-the-art testing to get to the root of your hormone issues and help you get well and stay well. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health. We can help. 210-468-1891.
Right now at Wendy's, you can get a small Frosty for $1. And literally everyone is going. The car behind you, going to get a $1 Frosty. The car ahead of you, already had one, going for a second. The person who cut you off earlier, you guessed it, $1 Frosty. Maybe it's all a sign for you to go get one. Just don't cut anyone off. No one likes that person. The iconic Frosty for $1, gotta be Wendy's.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Not valid in a combo. Prices may be higher in Alaska, Hawaii, California, and via third-party delivery.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Are you a victim of the timeshare trap and think there's no way out? I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, the original timeshare cancellation expert. And I'm here to tell you that there is a way out. All you need to do is give my office a call. I will send you a timeshare exit information kit absolutely free, explaining how the timeshare industry works and your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free info kit. 800-902-5454. 800-902-5454.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. I'm one of 5 million active members. I play every day because you know why? It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports because I get to use my knowledge and apply it to win some serious money. And as a player, they invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if your pick don't hit. You can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Pick with just as simple 4 correct picks. It is that easy to play. You can have fun. It's simple. It's a great playing experience, and you can use your knowledge. How well is Tyreek Hill going to do this week? How is Dak Prescott going to play? If you know, you go play. It's Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code Alamo and get $50 instantly when you play. That's code Alamo on Prize Picks. You get $50 instantly when you play just 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Notre Dame Leprechauns, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 as San Antonio Sports Star. Got our high school game of the week Friday night. Johnson and Judson, going to be a lot of fun. Pregame at 7, kickoff at 7:30. Energized by Hill Electric, Frost Bank, NCE General Contractors. So I'll be at the stadium on Friday. Ryan Nagel is going to do his part of the Blitz over at I-10 Ice House.
That'll be fun.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
I like I-10 Ice House. That's a good place.
Good spot.
Very good spot. You know, that was one of the best things today about the kickoff luncheon. We saw Coach Streety.
Yes.
Love seeing Coach Streety. He's always got some good stories, and he's trying to deal with his new retirement. Let me put it, his wife is trying to deal with his new retirement.
When he said, well, I had to get up and put on pants. Come down here for lunch. When I make it back to the Bronx, probably working a nap.
Yeah.
And, the retirement life sounded pretty good for Coach Streety.
Not bad at all. Good to see him and everybody else down there.
Yeah,
nice.
it was good times for sure for everybody.
Yep.
As you think about guys in retirement, and this is kind of funny because you look at old coaches and what they do now. Bill Belichick is becoming the just such an incredible media guy.
Yeah.
Right. Kind of crazy when you think about all the media jobs that the guy has taken now because, well, he seemed to always hate the media. But ESPN just announced that Bill Belichick is going to be a featured guest on the Manning Cast every week during the season in the first half, which I find weird. Is he going to take a nap in the second half?
Maybe he has to.
Yes.
Or go put his child to bed, the girl he's dating.
Well,
that's
now that you think about it.
That's not a bad thing. I was thinking that was an insult
Well,
there
I'm
for a
guessing,
minute. But
a little bit later
yeah.
is when the kids want to go out.
Yeah.
So,
Could be.
But Peyton and Bill are also going to host a 30-minute show every Friday previewing that week's Monday Night Football game.
Nice.
And it's going to include film room and schematic breakdown focusing on team and player tendencies, as well as game plan approach for each. That sounds fascinating for us football geeks.
Well, good for Bill Belichick. And you know, it's funny that you don't know how good some of these people are on TV until you put them on TV and find out. I mean, Tom Brady, who knew? I can't wait to see him in that Cowboys-Browns game week 1 to see how he is. I think he's going to be fantastic. Bill Belichick, he's a personable guy, a lot of fun to listen to. So it's I don't know, man. You just never know. Maybe Belichick stays out and just stays in the media now because he's doing well.
And he's going to go into the Hall of Fame sooner,
of course,
if he stays out. Love the allergies in this room.
Yeah,
you're fine until you get in here for a while. Drew Brees, in an interview in an article in The Athletic, thinks Arch Manning and all quarterbacks need 50 high-quality starts to have NFL success. And there seems to be so much truth to that.
Yep.
Now, whether it's 50 high-quality starts in college, will that lead to sooner NFL success? I mean, it certainly did for C.J. Stroud last year. It doesn't work for everybody. And sometimes it's the system and the people that you're around. You might argue that, Bryce Young played with better people at Alabama than he is with Carolina. Right?
Sure. Yes, I would say yes. And the answer to that is
it might
yes.
have had better coaching. But when you look at a guy like Trey Lance, who's got, 14 starts combined, it feels like, throughout his entire career, maybe there is a lot of truth to that. But you look at what Arch is doing, staying in college and not playing too early, how much better that's going to ultimately be for him when he gets out onto the field.
Well, will it be? And that's the thing, because he's not playing. He's learning, he's practicing, he's doing that, but he's behind Quinn Ewers. So, I don't know. The kid needs to get out and play. And I think until he does that, we're not going to know how good he is. Obviously, his pedigree is his pedigree, but you're not going to know how good he is till he steps out on the field. And he's not going to do that unless something happens to Quinn Ewers this year until next year. And so I think Drew Brees makes a great point. He's saying Arch Manning needs to stay at Texas for 5 years.
Texas fan ain't mad at that.
No,
but you do wonder, though, like these guys that show up and they play so early, and they're either really good or really bad. I look at a guy like Garrett Gilbert, who looked like he was going to be the guy, but man, the way things went south for him in a hurry, he never recovered. You almost wonder if sitting and waiting is better from a mental standpoint while you learn, so you're more prepared when you're out there, and it helps you deal with the adversity. Same thing with the rookie starting. If, how often do we see rookies come in and start and things don't go well, and they never live up to the potential that you thought that they were going to be, like a Josh Rosen and, guy,
like a Trey Lance.
A Trey Lance is a great example, although with Trey's still a bit of a project. So I think teams will continue to give him an opportunity, maybe more of an opportunity than Josh Rosen, who was in and out of the league as a first rounder, pretty fast.
But don't you think some of these scouts, some of these NFL teams, I mean, Josh Rosen, really? I was never I never thought he was going to make a good NFL quarterback.
Mitchell Trubisky.
Well,
and
sure.
But let's also look, coming out of Texas Tech, the only person that thought that Patrick Mahomes could do anything was Andy Reid.
Yeah.
Right?
That's absolutely true.
I remember we were at Super Bowl Radio Row in Houston, Super Bowl 52, I believe, 51, 52, whichever one was in Houston. Mahomes, was a Lee Steinberg guy, and early draft grades were second round at best, and somehow he ends up in the first round, and he's doing the Radio Row thing and, pre-draft. And, he kept saying, I think I could be a first rounder, and people laughed at him.
Yeah.
and now you look at him and you go, wow. So I think it goes both ways. It's, it's really such a crapshoot all the way around when you're trying to find which one of these quarterbacks that were really good in college or okay in college. I mean, you look at Tom Brady, it's not like he was a 5-year, 4-year starter at Michigan, and then he was a 6th-round pick. He's the GOAT.
It's incredible, and I think systems have a lot to do with that. But there's so many first-round draft choices, quarterback-wise, that just have not made it. And you have to wonder, especially at that position. Any other position, I could see guys coming in and learning pretty quickly. But to be a quarterback in the NFL, not only you have to have all the skills physically, you got to have some brain power up top. I mean, you just do. And I think people take that for granted. Good quarterbacks are pretty smart folks. They are. And so the physical ability is one thing, but that doesn't make it in the NFL when it comes to being a quarterback. You got to have the brain power as well.
It's interesting as you think about the Longhorns. When will we see Arch? What are they doing at running back as they get ready to open the season this Saturday against Colorado State? We'll talk about it coming up with our Longhorn insider, Bob Ballou from KI Television in Austin. Joins us next here on The Blitz.
And, if you want to bet on the Texas Longhorns against Colorado State this week, you can do that. All you have to do is go to betus.com. That's right, betus.com. Football is back, baby, and it's time to get in on the action. And I only endorse one sportsbook and casino. That is BetUS. It's the app that I use. I go to betus.com. If you want a game plan to win this season, then check them out, BetUS. And they went large for you this season with a huge offer, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Yeah, you heard me right. 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. BetUS offers value that other sportsbooks simply don't offer, like gambler's insurance, crypto bonuses, and casino bonuses. Plus, they have all the products you need: competitive odds, parlays, live betting, odds boosts, and prop betting. Look, when you're ready to lay down your bet, give your bet an edge. They have a deal called BetUS TV where you get expert analysis, picks, and predictions on all major sports. Get started today. Go to betus.com or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US. That's 1-800-MY-BET-US. BetUS. That's where the game begins.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, Dallas Cowboys signed a Pro Bowl quality running back, or at least he was 5 years ago. We'll talk about it.
Also, it's Thursday, which means week 1 of college football. We'll get into some of these games too. Party starts at 6 right here on 94.1.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
My wife and I always loved doing everything together. Jiu-jitsu, kayaking, and intimacy was always on point. It was around my early 30s when I noticed a downward trend. Watching a lot of TV, putting on weight, and just full of self-doubt. I had tried another men's clinic with disappointing results. It's the personalized treatment I receive at Revive Men's Health that has been the complete game changer for me. I've got my energy and motivation back. I'm feeling stronger than I did in my 20s, and it made me a much better husband to my wife.
I'm Nicole Chrysler, healthcare provider at Revive Men's Health. If you are always feeling tired or moody, have a difficult time sleeping, or decreased libido, you may be suffering from low testosterone.
Book your free T-check and exam. Call Revive Men's Health San Antonio at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
The Twin Liquors dollar sale is almost here. We dropped the price on all wine and spirits to the absolute lowest, then at $1. It's how we say thank you to our customers. Don't miss the dollar sale this Thursday through Saturday, only at Twin Liquors.
What's wrong?
My travel rewards card didn't earn enough miles for my vacation.
Are you crying? Are you crying because of that other credit card?
Uh-huh.
Well, switch to the Capital One Venture card. Venture lets you redeem miles on any travel purchase.
Really?
Yep, and you earn unlimited double miles on every purchase every single day. The Capital One Venture card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply. eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Keep it twisted all year long with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea is real iced tea that packs a punch with 5% alcohol. Tastes great at the beach, the mountains, or even in your backyard. Look for the bright yellow Twisted Tea cans. Twisted Tea Brew Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Your neighbors at El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road are ready to serve you breakfast or lunch fresh. Made to order Mexican dishes or cold drinks on tap. Order today or visit El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road.
This is Jim Rome. Join me weekdays at noon, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Bennett. Longhorns open up on Saturday against Colorado State. Let's talk with our official Longhorns insider, Bob Ballou from KI Television in Austin, joining us now on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Going to be hot on Saturday afternoon, is it not?
Relatively speaking, I'm going to tell you this now. Pledger and I were just talking about this. This is going out every 5 seconds. So I hear you guys for 5 seconds and then you go away for 5 seconds, which is probably one of the greatest ways to listen to you.
Well, the Joe part for sure.
But if that continues to happen, which is happening right now, if that continues to happen, I'll just try to answer the best I can, and we'll keep plugging away on this.
Bob, you've never sounded better. I'm going to tell you.
Well played. Well played,
nice,
Bob Ballou.
Nice.
Where are you getting your phone, my friend?
Uh-oh. We got some issues.
Yeah.
Maybe we can call him back. There? Is that possible?
There
Yeah. Did you not charge your stuff overnight or something?
Oh, now it's like every 2 seconds.
All right.
Like you just go away.
Do they not have phones there at KI that you can just pick up and talk on a landline?
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't either. All right. Well, Pledge, why don't we figure that out? Well, that's entertaining for about a minute.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
We will definitely figure it out. While we try to connect with Bob Ballou on a phone that works. You know, technology is a wonderful thing in 2024, unless there's stuff like that. We all love technology until it sucks.
Yeah.
When it doesn't work right. You know, there's a lady in the office. She was mad the other day. Her flight had no Wi-Fi. And I get that. It sucks when you get on a plane when there's no Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Yeah.
and you bitch about it. You're in a metal tube 35,000 feet in the air, and you're mad that you can't watch television or surf the internet.
Well, what's funny is that we used to just deal with that. It was just part of it. You either brought a magazine or you did something else. So it's crazy how times change very quickly.
Dude, I was on you were on the same plane. Finally was on a Southwest flight.
Yes.
Where you could charge your phone.
It was glorious.
I know that they've been adding that to various planes, but it was the first time I actually got to utilize it.
First time for me too. You know what my problem is, and I can't believe I'm going to disparage Samsung. My earphones, and I need to get some wireless ones. You plug them into the same one you plug in the charger to.
Yeah.
So I can't do both.
Well, that's because
I got to get some Wi-Fi.
They want you to get some earbuds, wireless earbuds, and then you're going to lose them and say, "Why can't you put a cord on these things?"
Exactly.
Well, you
exactly
have
what I'm talking about.
Yes.
But I can't use them both. Fortunately for me, I didn't have to. It was great.
It was great.
Yeah, worked out well.
I just don't believe you. I mean, you should see Joe on an airplane. He's sitting there the whole time with his phone up like this, so he's watching TV, and everybody in the plane can see what's behind him. You know, because the entire time he's like this, just this the whole time.
Well, I hate, your head's down for so long, and then you kind of want to have it up.
Yeah, but then it starts to shake, and then you change hands.
Change hands,
and then
What, are you stalking me, Minix, on the plane? What the hell?
I mean, I was intrigued with the movie you were watching and trying to. No, I mean,
I bet you were. Maybe I shouldn't watch those kind of movies on the plane.
I can't believe they offer those kind of movies on the plane.
Wow,
that little boy behind us was learning things.
Got an education.
Yes,
he
did.
He sure did.
Yes,
you're welcome, parents.
And then of course it gets to the good part, and you got to go pee again.
Yeah, well, of course.
Dang, I'm gonna miss that.
That poor kid's like slobbering all over the place, waiting for me to get back.
That just sounded so bad. That just sounded awful.
We are still trying to work on Babalou's technical issues. Which I've been trying to do that as long as I've known Bob Ballou.
Work on his technical
issues.
Pledge, what are we doing here? No? All right, it's not working.
Not okay.
Right. While we try to reconnect with Bob Ballou, and we'll talk some Cowboys coming up with RJ Ochoa. Jerry Jones, as we are talking right now, is talking with the media. And the first couple of questions appear to be about Dak Prescott. And his responses are kind of interesting, although I'm guessing not overly surprising, about where they are in relation to getting a contract done for Dak Prescott. It does feel like there will be a contract for Dak, but maybe not before the start of the regular season.
Wait a minute, what?
But maybe not before the start of the season, which surprises me. But Jerry said today there's been no indication or no deadline given that they can continue to talk once the season begins. But getting CeeDee in was the priority over Dak Prescott.
Yes, of course it was, because CeeDee was holding out. Dak isn't. So it was a priority. Maybe Dak should have held out. Maybe he should have said, "The hell with you, Jerry. Me and CeeDee are going to go to Cabo. We're going to hang out there." Look, I'm not as confident that a deal is going to get done as you are. Jerry's been saying this now for 2 months. Yeah, we want him signed. We want to get him done. And we're still here in the same spot. Now, when he says, "Well, I've been given no indication that we can't continue to negotiate into the season," tells me they're not even close.
Well, they might. I have no idea. All right, from that standpoint, how close they are. When you look at the contract breakdown for CeeDee Lamb, when you hear about the complicated parts of things, it's a 4-year extension, $136 million. We know that. So now he's basically got 5 years, $153.9. The signing bonus at $38 million. So his base salary for 2024 drops to $1.15 million. That frees up $9.2 million in salary cap space this year from the 5th-year option that he was scheduled to make. And so you wonder if the numbers are in the right area, but how are they going to structure it? Because they also have to account for the the money that's on the books already for next year and all the voidable years, and how are they making all the math work, which is the most complicated part of all of this. I mean, Stephen Jones will often say these things aren't easy. And we say, well, what's hard about it? 4 years, $136 million, but how it is all broken out and how many years and when things are fully guaranteed could be some of the sticking points. And if I'm Jerry, I want the no trade clause back. But what is that going to cost you? If you get something, you've got to give something.
That's possible, I guess, that's what Jerry wants back. I would want that back. He should have never given it away in the first place, for goodness sake. But when you're talking about making somebody the highest paid player in the NFL, which is what we're talking about here, that's nothing compared to, what happened with CeeDee Lamb. Unless you're trying to figure out a way to squeeze that in and squeeze Dak in and then make sure you've got enough for Micah Parsons next year when we go through this entire drama again.
We'll talk more about what Jerry is saying right now about Dak Prescott, but I believe we have working phones now with Bob Ballou on the Buyers Barricades guest line. Bob, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's weird. I was just hearing Jerry Jones like consistently, and then we'd go back and forth trying to figure it out. But I heard y'all consistently for like 15 seconds there, so that's a start.
All right, well, good. I mean,
let's go for
15 seconds for Reinagel is forever. So.
It's a great night.
See, and then I lost you again. I don't know what's going on.
That's what she said.
Let's maybe I should just talk, and then I'll stop talking when I can hear you again.
Okay.
I don't know what is going on. It's strange.
What? I hope the Longhorn running back situation is better than your phones right now. No. All right. This was fun. Let's punt on this, Pledge. Just call them and
we'll try it again next week.
Yeah. Send a pigeon his way up to Austin with a note saying
I thought they had all those technology companies up there. Can't they figure out phones?
You know what TV world is like.
He's probably on some Apple phone, I would imagine.
Oh, you think?
Sure.
You're going to blame Apple.
Absolutely.
You're going to blame Apple.
Yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
All of you sheeps.
And what about you Android types?
Well, we're few and far between because we're breaking away from the machine.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yes. Just be honest. You could never figure out how to work the Apple, so you went back to the simplicity that is.
No, that's actually not true. I had an Apple phone when I was with Ken's TV because that was what they provided me with, so I had no choice. But I was able to use both and compare. And I prefer the Android over the Apple.
Fair enough. I was Android forever until I went Apple, and mainly just because it connected with everything else that I had.
Yeah.
It was easier. And my kid wanted the iPhone, and we're on the family plan. you go with it.
Dude, if your kid wanted a brick phone, that's what everybody in the family would have. That's what you would have. If your kid wanted, I don't know, donuts for dinner, that's what everybody would have.
What would be wrong with that?
Well, nothing. I'm just saying. That's you. And I appreciate it. I'm not making fun of you.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Which is fine.
Well, you can dote on her in 100% because that's it. See, I got to spread it out.
All five. It's her birthday today, by the way.
Oh, it is today, officially.
Officially today.
Oh, we celebrated all weekend.
We did.
We did.
Yes, my wallet's still crying.
It is. Yes. Well, happy birthday, Erica. Officially.
26.
26. So
off the insurance.
She's got till the end of the month, I think.
End of the month.
Yeah.
And I'd have to go see the eye doctor, go to the dentist, go do all of that kind of stuff.
Do it now.
Yeah, because I can't control it. I forwarded the email I got from corporate HR that, hey, our records indicate.
That's the law.
And then I emailed back and I'm like, how much more money is going to be on my check now? My goodness, kids are expensive.
They are.
I'm getting a raise this week.
Yes, you are.
Although I got to go buy a insurance policy. There is no raise. There is.
You're probably going to be paying more than you were.
Fortunately, and I don't know many good things about the state of Arizona. It's not Texas. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Yeah,
I don't live there.
Yeah.
But with her being a student there, she qualifies for some really inexpensive, like $28 a month kind of insurance policy.
Well, she's young.
I'm not sure what all it covers.
Yeah.
But it's a hell of a lot cheaper than what I've been paying.
Yeah.
And it says dental and vision and some of these other things.
Nice.
But I'm like, just make sure you get everything done before the 31st.
Get a bunch of that done. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Erica. That's great.
We're still waiting to get some more info on Jerry Jones, and we'll talk about that coming up. But there is some news. I'm seeing this on Twitter from Spurs Report. Not official. But Spurs Report tweets, I'm hearing from different people. Now, I don't know if these are people at the bar, Costco, whatever, that Keldon Johnson will be giving up number 3 to Chris Paul.
Of course he will.
Johnson will wear number 0. And he tweets, take it for what it's worth, nothing official has been announced.
But he also says, kidding aside, now this is a continuation, he says, and just so all the haters and doubters can shut their traps, that's a quote. One of the sources said Chris Paul will wear number 3 because Pop pulled Keldon aside and told him it was the right thing to do.
And I believe that.
Well, that's what I've been saying.
Now
that Pop says it's great, I've been saying that for weeks.
You have. And it is the right thing to do. But in the world of pro sports, you sell that thing. You make money at that thing.
Unless it's just the right thing to do.
Well, I mean, it might be Chris Paul offered him a couple of dollars for it, and Keldon said, no, I want to keep it. I think Pop pulled him aside and said, take the money. It's the right thing to do.
Well, I didn't see that in the quote.
Well, it's not in the quote, but
no.
But I'm guessing there's still a financial benefit to one Keldon Johnson for doing this. And if the NBA has a similar rule, and I don't know if they do, like I do in the NFL, if you change numbers, you've got to buy all the jerseys with your number on it. There's a lot of Keldon 3s for sale. So I would assume Chris Paul is at least going to pay for that.
Well, I would think so. And if he has to do that, he will. But if Keldon is the young man I believe he is, and I buy this, if this is true, these reports, he is, props to him.
No.
He did the right thing. It's a Hall of Famer.
He did not do the right thing.
He did.
No, he was told by his coach to do the right thing.
Well, whatever.
The way you talked about it is Keldon should have said, oh my God, Mr. Paul, here is my number.
It's exactly what he should have done.
He didn't need to be told by Pop or anybody else. That would be the right thing to do.
Done. And I think I spoke with a very convincing tone directly to Keldon Johnson, because I know he listens to the show
every day.
And so I was telling Keldon, it's the right thing to do. You'll sleep better at night. It's just the right thing to do. Respect your elders.
With the end result, if this ends up being true, you still give him credit, or are you saying, dude, you should have done this without being told?
He should have done it without being told.
All right.
Yes. And look, I mean, I get it. You're attached to that number. I understand. But when you're talking about Chris Paul, Hall of Famer, legend, NBA legend, you just say that out of respect. Here, sir.
So
pass me the ball.
Shouldn't have need Pop to basically tell him
no,
you're
he
doing
shouldn't.
this.
Now, if that report is true,
you're doing this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, he's told him it's the right thing to do. It's kind of like dad putting your arm around the kid, and he said, son, it's the right thing to do. Do the right thing.
Which is a nice way of saying I really don't have a choice here.
Well, sure.
Right.
That's fine.
I mean, it really is what it is.
Well, either way, it's the right thing to do. And Keldon did the right thing. However it came to this, Keldon, props to you for doing the right thing. Props to you, buddy.
So apparently we fixed phone lines. I don't know. Pledge, what did we do to fix phone lines? He found a hard line?
No, it was on our end.
Oh, it was our fault.
Jeff had something going and it was fighting the phone, so.
Oh.
Wow.
So you're throwing our engineer under the bus?
Yes.
All right. Not even hailing. You're going with the top dog engineer, like our corporate engineer.
This was the big dog engineer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We brought in the heavy hitters.
Why was he messing with our phones? The hell is he doing? All right. Ballou next, we hope, here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine is excited to announce a partnership that is revolutionizing access to care for orthopedic patients. It's called the Hurt app, and it provides free 24/7 access to orthopedic expertise. Hurt is the app to have before you need it. You don't want to wait for an injury to happen, so download Hurt now for free, fast virtual access to orthopedic specialists. The Hurt app is available in the App Store and Google Play. You can learn more about the Hurt app and the OrthoNow Injury Clinic online at tsaog.com.
This is The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons 2 to 6. KTFM Floresville. And everywhere at sasportstar.com. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, Dallas Cowboys signed a Pro Bowl quality running back, or at least he was 5 years ago. We'll talk about it.
Also, it's Thursday, which means week one of college football. We'll get into some of these games too. Party starts at 6 right here on 94.1.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Attention Roadrunner fans, get ready for an electrifying season of UTSA football. Season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $90. That's right, for only $90 you can catch all the action, all the touchdowns, and all the excitement at the Alamo Dome. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Don't miss out on the best deal in town. Get your season tickets today and be a part of the Roadrunner family. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game, it's an experience. Go Runners!
When you are just craving something salty and packs a crunch, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds is your crunch time decision. Game day just got a whole lot crunchier thanks to the powerhouse snack, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. We're talking about crispy, golden bites of pure awesomeness. Pork rinds are your MVP snack. And get this, they're low carb and high in protein, so you can keep the energy high without the guilt. Don't settle for ordinary on game day. Grab yourself a bag of Southern Recipe Pork Rinds at H-E-B today.
Have you or a family member been arrested? The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, can help regardless of the legal battle you are facing, personal injury or criminal defense. Attorney Jesse Hernandez and his team are ready to fight for you. Calls are answered 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Call 210-807-8656 or visit jessehernandezlaw.com. That's 210-807-8656 or jessehernandezlaw.com. The law office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla.
With a true Vegas feel, the Big Blind is the premier poker room in San Antonio, featuring an upscale environment catering to players from all abilities. From high-octane tournaments or lively cash games, the Big Blind has a game for everyone, including blackjack tournaments. From the owners of the Roo Pub and the Angry Elephant, the Big Blind is locally owned and operated, offering daily cash games to daily, weekly, and monthly tournaments. Learn more online at thebigblindsa.com. The Big Blind at 281 and Redland Road.
When your business needs an electrician, for over 35 years, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio. Powered by relationships with dedicated estimators who analyze the issue, research cost-effective solutions, and clearly communicate the options without charging you a dime. A proven process that allows you to continue focusing on your unique purpose. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or hill-electric.com.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to Now.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
After a total renovation of their greens, Olympia Hills invites you to their grand relaunch event the weekend of September 13th. Olympia Hills has renovated all 18 greens to enhance your golfing experience. Come and enjoy the dramatic elevation changes and a layout that's been strategically designed for your enjoyment. Follow on social media for updates and witness the transformation of your favorite course. Discover premier golfing in Bexar County with the grand relaunch the weekend of September 13th. Book your tee time now at OlympiaHillsGolf.com.
From the San Antonio Sports Stars Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, Pro Bowl running back Dalvin Cook is now a member of the Dallas Cowboys. They signed him today to the practice squad. Cowboys also brought back a few guys that they cut yesterday. A couple of them, offensive lineman Josh Ball and wide receiver Jalen Cropper. ESPN's Todd Archer reporting that they're going to bring in former Ravens defensive end Tyus Bowser. Injuries kept him off the field for most of the last 2 years in Baltimore.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
And for the third time in 7 seasons, the San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minix.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
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 Yeah. Here we go. Happy Hump Day, everybody.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Team Samsung, Joe Reinagel.
I bet you Bob Ballou is humping on the phone lines.
Bob?
Good
I'm
hump
Jason
day, Bob.
Minix, you're Bob Ballou. Your phone working now, or did Joe just break it?
Just like Bobby Brown, there ain't no humping around.
Okay. It's Hump Day, Bob. You got to be happy about Hump Day.
I love Hump Day. It's the best because it means we are literally one day away from a full slate of college football on a Thursday, and then we get college football on a Friday, and then we get all kinds of college football on a Saturday.
Yes, sir.
That we do.
We are ready to go.
Yes.
Can we get a good Hump Day from you, Bob Ballou?
Hump Day!
Not
Nice,
bad.
not bad.
Nice.
Hell, that sounded better than Reinagel.
Well, he always has sounded better than me. I got to
look
give
better
it to him.
too. That's why you had to send him to Austin. Yes.
Exactly.
I do have to give Joe a hard time. You know, I'm sure that's all you've talked about since you started the show today. But we had our annual Ken's 5 fantasy football draft that is like, I don't know, what are there 2 people in the league that are Ken's 5? Maybe 1. But we had our annual draft last night, and I was only mad about one round, and it was like the 14th or 15th round, and Reinagel took Adonai Mitchell right before I was going to take him.
That's
and I
right.
was like, man, I'm a big fan of what he can do this year. He's been real quiet this preseason, but he's going to have a great opportunity to do big things in Indianapolis.
You can't get mad when somebody gets taken in the 15th round.
Hey, it's that sleeper guy. Look at Tom Brady, man. Come on.
Well, that's, and again, I mean, that part of the draft, there was one point, I forget which round, maybe 14. I had 5 guys in the queue, and the 5 picks right before me, everybody in my queue was gone. It happens.
It does.
It happens.
It does.
Late in the draft. Now, Joe's really upset at his draft grade from Yahoo, though.
Yes. I get a C+.
Joe. I got a B+. It says I'm going to finish in second place.
Well, you got that going for you, Bob.
I'll go 0-13 this year.
Well, that's how it works. I think I got if that's worth anything, but yeah,
it's not.
If we go with the preseason BS there, you know, my goal was just to get Patrick Mahomes away from Reinagel, and then don't let him draft Jake Ferguson. So I accomplished everything I wanted to last night.
I love it. I love it. Preseason polls don't mean anything, but it is good to see Texas in the top 5 of this year's AP preseason poll. It kind of makes you feel like, we're past having to ask if Texas is back because we are in a different phase of Texas football now. And I think the most fun thing in all of it is we get to see if Steve Sarkisian has his program to the point where they are just going to start reloading, or if they have to rebuild a little bit to get to the elite status. So it's going to be fun this year.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Now, but the off-season unfortunateness, I guess, if that's a word, Bob. I mean, how is Texas reloaded, so to speak, after losing a couple of running backs?
I think, if there's one concern, I think a lot of people are concerned about the defensive interior. Is the secondary going to be very good? All those kind of things. My whole concern, I don't know if concern is the right word. I'm just interested to see if this program is to the point where when you lose Xavier Worthy, Adonai Mitchell, and Jordan Whittington, and they took all the reps last year at wide receiver. I mean, Texas had nobody else take reps. Those 3 guys were on the field all the time. Well, Sark has really 7 guys that he trusts at wide receiver. And I think we're going to see full rotate. Like, it'd be like in an NBA game, and the Spurs come out and they've got 5 guys on the floor, and Pop's just like, we're going to rotate 5 new guys in. That's what's going to happen with this Texas wide receiving core. Sark's going to try to figure out who the guys that work the best together are, but he's going to rotate 3 at a time or 4 at a time and just say, flip them out. Let's go try a new set. Let's see what these guys can do, because he's got that kind of talent now. I think that question, though, of did the 8 months or 9 months where Quinn got to spend time with these guys, is that enough connectivity for them to be on the same page and feel like they can just roll into the season with the same offense and do the same things? And then you add on top of it that you lost your starting running back in CJ Baxter, and you lost Christian Clark, the true freshman, for the year with an Achilles injury. They have 3 more running backs at the position right now that were scholarship running backs, but is that enough? And I think those are the things that's going to, I think they have a lot of trust in the offensive line. You've obviously got a ton of trust in Quinn Ewers. But I think it's going to be really interesting early to see how long it takes them. Maybe it's 3 drives. I don't know. But will it take a few games for the offense to really settle into who they're going to be?
When you think, as we visit with Bob Ballou from KI Television in Austin, you look at this game, Saturday home game, 2:30 in the afternoon on ESPN. It's Colorado State. I think they're favored by like 32, over under of 60, whatever. Because the mulligan you could get in the playoffs, and not that they'll need one on Saturday, but the expectations going in to this season, the preseason rankings, being in the playoff last year, all of that, they're going into the SEC. Will Texas have to battle winning big enough, pretty enough? And is this team prepared for that if they get into a dogfight with somebody they probably shouldn't be? As I watched Georgia Tech last week upset of Florida State. Is Texas mentally ready for that, or the arrogance in Austin, is it overwhelming right now?
No, I mean, I don't think that part of it's overwhelming. I think Sark's done a really good job of keeping them humbled and kind of in their own lane right now. Listen, I don't think margin of victory is going to matter. I think because they're in the SEC, listen, it didn't matter in the Big 12 last year. Texas you go back and look at some of those games, they barely beat Wyoming at home after coming off that Alabama win. They squeezed by TCU by 3 on the road. They barely beat Houston thanks to a 4th down stop that some people would argue that they still got the first down. There are a lot of games they played last year that were really tight. That didn't really matter. Like, what mattered was they won the Big 12 championship, they beat Alabama, and they got to the college football playoff. If this team, let's say they lose to Michigan and they split with Georgia and Oklahoma, but they run the table otherwise, if they're 10-2 and they go to the SEC title game, they're getting in the playoff. So I don't, whether or not they beat Colorado State 35-23 or 52-10, I don't think it matters. I think that stuff matters more on an early perception of who they are. But if they go 10-2 in this conference with this schedule, even though their schedule's on the easier side of the SEC, but they still got to play Michigan, Georgia, Oklahoma, and A&M. If they go 10-2, they're going to make the college football playoff because they're an SEC team, and you take 12 teams now. So I don't think that stuff's going to be an issue at all. And I really do mean it. I don't, for a long time, even when Texas was going 5-7 or whatever, 6-6, 6-7, whatever they're going with under Charlie Strong, and then the Tom Herman years. The arrogance was still there. You would ask them questions and they'd still answer things like, we're Texas and we're going to get all those things. I don't think that arrogance really exists as much anymore. I think this is more, there's so much talent on this team. Can Sark coach them to have what he thinks? We'll have 10 draft picks every year or around there, plus or minus 2. We'll have about 10 draft picks every year if we recruit right and develop right. And I think we're going to see that again with this team this year because of the talent level that's there.
You know, Bob, I'm interested in knowing. I know Sark has done a good job of keeping this team grounded, at least in a public perception sort of way. And I'm assuming he's doing that in the locker room as well. But heading into the SEC, you mentioned it, they're on the easier side of that SEC schedule. Are the expectations among fans there, the media, and all the rest that Texas ought to be able to maybe win the SEC?
Yes. No, I mean, absolutely. I think there is no question that with what Sark has done in his 3 years of turning this program around, basically building it from the ground up, not because Tom Herman left it that way, but because he wanted to build it his way, which is, to me, the best way to do it as a coach, because everything is on you. It falls on you, and then you believe in what you're doing, and your guys believe in what you're doing. I think because of the way their schedule sets up, there is every reason to believe that this team will play in the SEC championship game. And whether that's winning an SEC regular season championship or winning the SEC title in the championship game, I think everybody believes that's a possibility. Now, there's still a lot to get, you still got to go through a lot of teams to get to that point. You get Georgia at home. That's still Georgia. They've lost 2 of 3 to Oklahoma. And I mean, we could go through however many over the last 20 years, but under Sark, they've lost 2 of 3 to Oklahoma. They go to A&M the last game of the year. That's already the highest ticket price of any game in college football this year. A&M has waited 13 years to play this game again, to get another chance at Texas. There's going to be a lot riding on that game, I would guess, for Texas going to the SEC title game, possibly for A&M. That could give them an 8-win, 9-win, even 10-win season, depending on how their season goes, how it plays out. So there's a ton that goes into that, but the expectation, to your point, the expectation is that Texas should play in the SEC championship game. I mean, even Nick Saban's saying that. And so, that's a guy that's been in this league forever and knows the league backward and forward. He believes Texas is coming into this league SEC ready and has the capability of putting together a team that can go to that championship game in December.
Bob Ballou from KI Television joining us here on the Blitz. Bob, as you get ready for the season opener Saturday, and I'm not talking about like Quinn is there a player or two that you've been watching throughout the practices that you just want to see what are they like in the game? Who are you really looking forward to watching on Saturday and seeing how they perform on the big stage?
It's a great question. It really is. And I will tell you this. I love this part of Monday. Sark said Monday that every player in the 2 deep will play against Colorado State in the first half. Wow. He plans on rotating everybody. And that's a lot of guys. That's 44 guys that you're planning on putting in the game in the first half. Well, I followed that up 2 questions later when it came to me, and I said, just a quick follow-up on that on the depth chart. You said every player on the 2 deep is going to play. Does that include Arch Manning? And his response looked down and looked back up and goes, we'll see. And so I love that. But I do think he wants, which I think is smart, you want Arch Manning to have meaningful snaps. When you play Colorado State and UTSA and Louisiana Monroe, you want to get him in the game for meaningful snaps because you don't want him to go through this year. And you assume they're going to blow out some of the teams, whatever, but you want him to get reps against the ones. Sark has not publicly said that. And I don't think there's any kind of, I hope you guys know this by now. There's no controversy at the position. But I think everybody's really excited to see Arch play. Now, that said, there are some guys on this offense that we haven't seen yet. I mean, we've seen them a little bit in practice, but to your point, I would say Silas Bolden from Oregon State, wide receiver, is 2 inches shorter than everybody on the roster. Rod Babers, he played at Texas this week. We were at a little luncheon previewing the season, and he joked that he said he goes, I'm 5'8". Silas has got to be 5'6". So they list him at 5'8". He's like, he's nowhere close to 5'8". He goes, he will look like a JV player almost going out on the field. And then he's going to blow by everybody. Like, he is so fast. He's coming in from Oregon State. So Silas Bolden's certainly one of them. For me, I am so interested to see what Ryan Wingo can do. The true freshman out of St. Louis is absolutely going to be a star here. It's just a matter of when. How soon does all that come to fruition? Wingo's certainly one. Obviously, we want to see Arch, Silas Bolden. There are a lot of these receivers, I think, that we're interested to see. But those are the two guys I would say, Silas Bolden and Ryan Wingo. Defensively, Anthony Hill moves to middle linebacker. I can't wait to see that, because that guy he was all over the field as a true freshman last year. Just basically kind of told us, like, I was just running around going to get the ball. Like, he was playing out on the edge, doing those kind of things. He'll be fun to see. I also think Trey Moore coming in from UTSA is going to be a blast, because the edge position is going to be so good for Texas this year. That's where probably their biggest strength on defense is. And I think it'll be a lot of fun to see just what Trey Moore brings as he steps into, going from UTSA to Texas, going into the SEC, kind of what he brings to this Texas team. But man, there are a lot of guys, just because there was, they lost 11 guys to the NFL. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see which guys kind of step up. Even at running back, everybody saw Jaden Blue flash last year. He's electric, but the guys behind him will be kind of interesting too. What can Trey Wisner bring? What can Jarrett Gibson bring as a true freshman? With the losses that they had at running back, those three guys are going to be a lot of fun to watch too, just to see, who has that ability to play at this level.
So you're saying it's going to be a fun Saturday afternoon, Bob? Is that what you're saying?
God, man, I can't wait. I mean, and it's not going to be 110. That's the other really good part of this.
Very nice.
It's supposed to be like mid 90s, and kind of, I'm not comfortable, but it's not going to be 140 on the field like the guys had last year. So
you're going to be in the press box. What do you care?
Oh no, Joe. Listen, I'm solo right now. I told you needed to apply for this weekend job. We had get the gang back together. I'm by myself. We have a news photographer that's going to help us out, but I'll be down on the field shooting this week. And then I'm hopefully going to Michigan the next week. I'll be shooting there too. So I'm excited. This is get me out of the press box. I need to be, you got to put yourself in some uncomfortable situations.
Yeah, never heard an anchor like you excited about having to go stand with a camera on their shoulder.
Never
and do
heard
all,
this one say that.
Yeah, certainly not Ryan Eagle. I mean, and then granted, I thought Joe taught you better, but apparently we were all wrong. Yeah. You're excited until about midway through the first quarter, and then you're going to say this sucks, and then on KI, you're only going to get first quarter highlights from down on the field. Everything else is going to be from ESPN. I got you. I see how you're working.
Hopefully that's all we'll need.
That's right.
Oh,
That's right.
There you go. Bob, always appreciate it, man.
Hey, listen, guys, thank you. And hopefully next week we'll I won't be paused out by you guys every 5 seconds.
Yeah, we're blaming the engineers.
Yes.
Good stuff. Bob Ballou from KI Television in Austin on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com. Bob mentioned that Wingo kid, wide receiver at the All-American Bowl. I remember talking to him. That kid is a stud. I mean, just talking to him before the game, but then watching him play and watching some of those practices, I was wondering if he was going to play as a true freshman. Sounds like he will a lot, but man, that kid was a stud in that All-American Bowl.
Texas is full of studs.
Yes, they
really are. They're loaded. They're loaded up. They should be good. Let me tell you who else is a stud.
What?
The folks at Connecticut.
Yes, sir.
Connecticut Quality Water Softeners. They are studs of water softeners. That's for sure. Got one in my house, and I tell you what, it is really a game changer. There's no question about it. I didn't think there would be a difference, but there is. Connecticut is absolutely the best. Look, Connecticut's been serving San Antonio for over 50 years. Their products are made in America. And you know as well as I do, you live in San Antonio and South Texas, well, water softener is a must because the water is hard. It can do a lot of damage. And why not have the best? Connecticut is the absolute best. What I love about it, you don't plug it in. It doesn't run on electricity, but it provides soft water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They even have this cool thing. It's a K5 drinking station. It's purified water right at your kitchen sink. That is a game changer as well. Ask the folks at Connecticut about that. When you give them a call at 656-PURE, 656-7873, they're going to put a Connecticut quality water softener in your home for 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. You heard me right. 90 days, absolutely free with no contract. If you don't like it after 90 days, they'll come take it out. You don't owe them a dime. Call Connecticut. You won't regret it. 656-PURE, 656-7873, or ConnecticutSA.com. And you know the jingle. Sing it with me. It's the last water softener you'll ever own. Call 656-PURE, Connecticut.
94.1 FM. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
It's football season, and you know the best place to watch games is at the Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road, with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. College, pro, the games are on at the Roo. And when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch the game. Just down from the big blind, the Roo Pub is next to the Angry Elephant at 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
If you're thinking about a compact tractor and you want the best, you can afford a Kubota. I'm John Ewald with Ewald Kubota. Come into one of our 11 locations and check out our tractor package deals. We're offering 0 down and 0 APR financing for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors. With a deal this good, you can afford a Kubota from Ewald Kubota. Check out our package specials at ewaldkubota.com.
Now through September 30th, see us or go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hey, football fans, Michael Vick here. I had an advantage. My legs were a weapon. 6,109 rushing yards, still unbeaten records. That's why I bet at BetUS.com. They offer American sports bettors an advantage. The industry's biggest bonus, a 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. And get expert picks and predictions on their very own BetUS TV. Take advantage. Join me online at BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS, where the game begins.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
If you can't sleep because of annoying knee pain, that's a problem. If you stop running because your feet always hurt, that's a problem. If your elbow, shoulder, and neck pain make it impossible for you to do your job, that is a problem. And it's time to finally do something about it. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. No medications, no injections. Arasti treatment is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, we accept most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Not all pizza places are the same. Mellow Mushroom originated hand-tossed, stone-baked classic Southern pizza. Not in the mood for pizza? Order a calzone, hoagie, sandwich, burger, or a mellow salad and see how care goes into every item on the menu. Take your pick from 24 draft beers and or handcrafted cocktails. And many of the pizzas can be made gluten-free or vegan. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Hi, this is Congressman Joaquin Castro. Here in Military City, USA, we're proud to stand by our veterans. Every year, my office is honored to help San Antonio veterans and military families with delayed benefits, claims, and service questions. Just know that if you need a hand, we're here for you. Call 210-348-8216 or visit castro.house.gov/help to learn more. Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
941 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Notre Dame Leprechauns, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Man, college football season right around the corner, and every time I hear the Leprechauns, and no, AI did not write the promo. Somebody actually asked that, which is funny.
I love it.
Be stealing my lucky charms.
Yeah. You know, it's interesting as you get ready, and we'll visit with Andrew Monaco every Friday, the voice of the Aggies, and of course you can hear the Aggies and Notre Dame game here on 94.1, brought to you by the Angry Elephant and Ewald Kubota. Saturday night starting at 6:30. Talking just now with Bob Ballou, and it will be a story in week 3 when UTSA travels up to Austin. And Jeff Traylor will say all the right things about going against Trey Moore. Mike Elko, his first ever game as the Aggies coach, and he doesn't get a layup like
No,
I don't
not at
know
all.
Texas has this week, or UTSA, or some of these other games. He gets Notre Dame, and the Notre Dame quarterback was his quarterback at Duke.
Yeah,
I mean, so Elko leaves Duke for A&M. That quarterback hits Riley hits the transfer portal and ends up at Notre Dame, and that's who they got to play. And when you think about the relationship that coaches have with all their players, but especially a quarterback, that's going to be really tough for Mike Elko, but that should be such an advantage for that Aggie defense.
Well, I tell you what, we all talk about Texas and Texas A&M and the atmosphere that's going to be, and it will be much bigger than this one. But this one, I've heard from some folks, my son-in-law and his family are big Aggie fans, huge. They all went to Texas A&M, and they are fired up for this football game, and they're looking forward to it. Just the fact to have a team with the status of Notre Dame, even though I hate them, but to have their status and coming into your house, it's going to be a lot of fun to open things up.
Just having that national brand is what it's all about. And, I know tomorrow the Blitz is going to be live out at 49 Cigars over in Stone Oak, up there off Stone Oak Parkway, BYOB place. You get some college football on Thursday. The matchups aren't necessarily sexy, although you do have some top 25 teams that are going to be in action. I hate that there's Friday college football. Of course, it's the Sooners, but I'll be at a stadium doing Johnson Judson, which is going to be a far better game than OU against Temple.
Yes.
But when you look at some of these games on Saturday, I mean, the first game of the day, the 11 a.m. kickoff is Georgia against Clemson. That's a great matchup there.
Absolutely.
At Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I think Penn State, West Virginia could end up being a really good game.
There's a lot of good games. We already talked about USC and LSU. They're playing in Vegas. Some friends of mine are going to that game. They're looking forward to that, so that should be good. Miami, Florida. That's going to be a hell of a game.
You know what I'm excited about, because Miami is Cam Ward's team now.
Yep.
Former UIW quarterback. I've never really been a big fan of the U, but I've always followed the U. I mean, and you go back to what they were in those championship years. I mean, they were a team you either loved or hated, but man, you always watched.
Oh, you always watched them. Exciting.
You look at this year's Miami team, and not just because of their quarterback, but because of their NIL money, and their quarterback. I'm very interested. I'm a fan of Cam Ward. He is such a great kid.
He is
from such a great family. And to watch them on that stage opening up against Florida on the road there in Gainesville, I think that's going to be great. And then you mentioned, the great game on Sunday with LSU and USC playing there in Las Vegas. And then you get Monday, even Florida State, Boston College could be an interesting game.
Well, Florida State's got to bounce
night.
back.
Yeah.
My goodness, after getting upset by Georgia Tech last week.
Yeah, it's I mean, the fact that college football is here, high school football is here. You and I were at a luncheon today, the Alamo Bowl pigskin preview, which is kind of the de facto. The strange part was like looking at all the Big 12 helmets. All right. I mean, in no Texas, no Oklahoma, looking at all these Pac-12 teams that are now in the Big 12. And with my kid at Arizona State, that's my Big 12 school, and they suck. They are going to be so bad.
They're bad, huh?
I mean, yes. Yes.
It's okay. Arizona State, they're winners.
In a lot of ways.
Yes, they are.
But when you look at it, and I think about like Jaden Daniels, who's now with Washington.
Yes.
And I was talking with Coach Jim Streety today, who's best friends with Tim Kingsbury, Cliff's dad, Cliff now the OC there at Washington, was just talking about what a great kid that Jaden Daniels is. Well, I met Jaden Daniels his freshman year at Arizona State. He was recruited there by Herm Edwards, who I've known forever from his time at ESPN. Well, Herm Edwards got a couple of freshman football players to help move all of Erica's stuff into the apartment. Now, most of them are linemen, but Jaden Daniels was there, and, just 5 guys show up.
Nice.
To, help move stuff.
Yeah.
And he was just the nicest kid. And that's one of the things that I like that, Coach Streety was saying today, that he's just grounded, because I asked, his fame and fortune changed him, because as a freshman, he was just a solid kid.
Well, and Kingsbury wanted him.
Yes.
He wanted him. When he got there to Washington, he wanted to make sure he certainly politicked and negotiated to get Jaden Daniels there.
Well, and you think about the idea of making sure you have the right quarterback.
Yeah.
Cliff had where did he sign with for 8 minutes as the OC, and then the Washington job came open?
USC, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he knew. Well, that's when he was the Arizona coach. He was only at USC for a few minutes the first time around. Then, of course, he had Caleb Williams.
He did.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing how that will work. Although, we'll not root for my buddy Cliff Kingsbury on this one.
No?
No.
Why not?
Washington.
You can root for him unless they're playing the Cowboys.
I want
Cliff would go for that.
I want to see Cliff become a head coach again somewhere.
Well, he most likely will. But you're not gonna like him because it'll be.
Look, I say all that. If my check had that logo on it and it's as big as what Cliff is getting, I'd root for him too.
Absolutely, you would.
I can be bought.
Yes.
Let's talk some Cowboys. Let's talk about America's team. Jerry Jones talking today. CD signed. We'll hear reactions from one RJ Ochoa next here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
We sit here and we talk about all the money that these athletes and coaches are making. Why don't you and I make some money? We can do that because football is back. Big schedule of college football this week. And hey, the best place to do it is go to betus.com. betus.com. I've got the app. It's the app that I use all the time because it is the absolute best. And in fact, BetUS went large for all of us this season. A huge offer, 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. Yeah, you heard me right. 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. And BetUS offers value other sportsbooks simply don't offer. They've got gamblers insurance, crypto bonuses, casino bonuses. Plus, they have all the products that you need. Competitive odds, parlays, you can live bet, odds boosts, and prop betting. All of that stuff is there. Plus, they even give you the edge. Check this out. When you're ready to lay down your bet, give your bet an edge. Why not combine your sign-up bonus with knowledge? Get that knowledge with expert analysis, picks, predictions on all major sports on their very own BetUS TV. Look, get started today. It is a lot of fun, and watching football is so much more fun when you got a little action on it. You can get that action at betus.com, or you can give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US, 1-800-MY-BET-US. BetUS, it's where the game begins.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, Dallas Cowboys signed a Pro Bowl quality running back, or at least he was 5 years ago. We'll talk about it.
Also, it's Thursday, which means week 1 of college football. We'll get into some of these games too. Party starts at 6 right here on 94.1.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Mornings 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey, it's Rob Thompson here for Prize Picks, America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. I'm one of 5 million active members. I play every day because you know why? It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports because I get to use my knowledge and apply it to win some serious money. And as a player, they invented FlexPay, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if your pick don't hit. You can win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with just a simple 4 correct picks. It is that easy to play. You can have fun. It's simple. It's a great playing experience, and you can use your knowledge. How well is Tyreek Hill going to do this week? How is Dak Prescott going to play? If you know, you go play. It's Prize Picks. Download the Prize Picks app today and use the code Alamo and get $50 instantly when you play. That's code Alamo on Prize Picks. You get $50 instantly when you play just 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights, open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
Home ownership. At Progressive, we know it's part of the American dream. It's winds blowing across a fruited plain, and also your new fire pit, which subsequently sets your gazebo ablaze. It's hard-hitting football, and an even harder-hitting price estimate from your general contractor. That's a star-spangled bummer. It's also around-the-clock protection when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive, which can help keep the American dream of home ownership alive and kicking. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Save no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
O'Reilly. Did you know 1 in 4 car batteries is weak and needs to be replaced? O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free in or out of your vehicle. We can help you find the best battery for your vehicle and budget. O'Reilly Auto Parts has batteries starting at just $79.99. Get your battery tested for free today at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1, a San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minnick. The Blitz live tomorrow at 49 Cigars up in Stone Oak, the Villages of Stone Oak. Come hang out with us 2 to 6. We'll have college football at least, getting close to the NFL. But as we visit now with the great RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com on the Buyers Barricades guest line, as well as live on our YouTube channel. You can see RJ and all the cool things behind him. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel. I'm curious, RJ, the celebration you had when CeeDee Lamb put pen to paper.
It's great to be with you both, as usual. And it was a celebration. It was in all caps, let's freak out. However, I'm extraordinarily blessed to do the things that I do for a living. And so while it was very cool, it was also a matter of like, crap, now I have like 400 things to do. So it was short-lived and then spent in the lab. But it was wonderful to see the Cowboys pay a lot more than they would have had to if they'd gotten this done when they should have.
I knew it was coming.
Absolutely. So you think it would have been less, huh? I mean, what do you think? And I mean this in all sincerity, RJ. What do you think the Cowboys could have gotten away with? 30 million, 32?
I think that Tyreek Hill obviously set the mark at $30 million, as far as annual average value is concerned last year, the spring of 2023. And I think that if you're a proper organization, you tell yourself our first-round picks, our cornerstones, our franchise guys, we're going to have to set the market. We have to eat this crap. We have to do it at a certain point in time. So, CeeDee, we're going to come to you now. We're going to overwhelm you. We're going to offer you $30 million a year because not only is this the way things go, but because we know that a year from now, Justin Jefferson's going to want to get paid. Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Jamar Chase, Brandon Ayuk. We know those things are coming. So we're going to pay 32 now. We're going to let Joe Reinagel get his jokes off on Blitz now. But a year from now, in August of 24, we're going to look like geniuses when Jamar Chase is holding out because he doesn't want to practice.
Wow.
It's true.
And that's happening.
Well, it is. Now, the only thing that we don't know, and we'll never know, what was CeeDee's asking price to begin with? Could it have been ultimately where he got, as his agent was trying to forecast what the market was going to be? And the Cowboys were hoping that they wouldn't have to reset the market, especially if that's ultimately what they end up paying, which I do think a lot of that goes on. Now, Jerry Jones talking today, because now that CeeDee is done, Dak becomes the priority. The sounds as if there's been no deadline given by Dak's agent, which honestly surprises me a little bit if Dak wants to be a Cowboy long term, because we know deadlines make deals, especially in Dallas. Jerry said today that negotiations could go into the regular season. When you hear that, do you think maybe they're farther apart than we think they are?
I think the Cowboys are flailing. I think that Dak has the Cowboys, it's first and goal from the 1-inch line, and the Cowboys are up against it thinking like, what can we do? Like, we just pump up the crowd, do anything, everything, hold the random cue cards up on the side that have the Burger King burgers or something, like just do anything to distract this offense from getting in the end zone. And so I think it's posturing. And I think that, it's been said by a lot of people, if Dak would be stupid, honestly, till the season start and then broker a deal, unless it was some Godfather, unbelievable, can't believe it sort of offer, because he is right there. He is this close to the end of the tunnel. So unless the Cowboys completely and totally exceed all expectations that he has, it serves him well. He's what now? The season is 12 days away. He's 12 days away, not even. He's like 4 days away from entering weekly regimen until the season is over, and then he can just let the money present itself to him in the spring.
So when you say that, and Jason and I had a little debate about this yesterday, you seem to be of the same mind as Jason, that if Dak hits the free agent market, just every team in the NFL is going to line up for this guy and open up their checkbook and bring up a Brinks truck full of cash. Do you really think that?
I don't think what you said, because you changed, I'm sure, Jason's point.
Yes, he did. Of course he did. You know Joe well enough.
Yeah. No, nobody is saying every team.
Nope.
But for the record, all it takes is one. And we don't know factly what teams will be looking for quarterbacks in the spring of 2025. That's true. But if we can extrapolate and we can put on our big boy pants and our big boy glasses and kind of be mature adults about this, we can say,
well, he's talking to you, Ryan Eagle.
Yeah, I know who he's talking to.
It looks like the New York Giants are going to need a quarterback. It looks like Tennessee Titans. It looks like the Las Vegas Raiders. And you know what, Joe Ryan Eagle? Every year, there are all sorts of teams who are looking for quarterbacks that we were talking about them the August before, had no idea. 2 years ago, if I told you that it was a surprise that Russell Wilson beat out Justin Fields for the starting job in Pittsburgh, of all places, you would have said, what the hell happened? Crazy crap happens in the NFL. This is the most dire position in professional sports, so much so that some organizations will overlook criminal histories, pending litigation, and hand you upwards of $200 million fully guaranteed in the name of a chance. It is that dire of a thing. So I completely and totally believe that there will be multiple, and all it takes once again is one, but multiple teams seeking Dak Prescott services, because that's the way this goes. And on top of it, as if there weren't enough leverage in Dak Prescott's back pocket, the quarterback class coming out of college, I don't care what Colorado looks at tomorrow, does not look promising. So every NFL team is going to want a piece of this if they can get it.
I think the difference is, RJ, is you're going to have to start at $60 million a year. And that's going to be the difference, and that's going to wipe some teams off the map. Now, you're right. There may be one or two that will be willing to do that, but I don't think there's going to be this long list of teams that are going to be waiting to pay Dak Prescott $60 million a year.
We just saw multiple teams interested in Kirk Cousins' services. Kirk Cousins, admittedly, a tier below Dak, and admittedly coming off of a torn Achilles. Again, if you represent hope, that is, and people say like, oh, well, I would 59, but I wouldn't pay 60. You know how stupid that sounds?
That's stupid, yes.
Do you know how dumb it is to say like, nope, that's it. I draw the line there. My line of being a relevant NFL team stops with $1 more million per year. Again, that's why I'd be foolish. Honestly, if Dak were my friend, if it were Jason asking me, I'd say, hey, dude, look, you are this close. Like, you might as well see this thing through. You might as well get to true unadulterated free agency and let every team line up to give you all the money in the world.
RJ Ochoa from bloggingtheboys.com joining us here on the Blitz. And, I've said there could be 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 teams, and you create a bidding war, and there's no guarantee that Dak would even give Jerry an opportunity. You said in that last 5 minutes or less. Hope and a chance. And Jerry uses the term "you're hanging around the rim." The fact that Dak's playoff record is what it is. Regular season is there. Playoff Prescott's a term I use, and that's not a good term because he sucks in the postseason. But he gives you a chance. He gives you hope. But with his tenure with the Cowboys and what he has not accomplished in the postseason, is there still that hope and chance with Dak Prescott with the Cowboys, or where another organization would love to have that opportunity to have him fail that fan base in the postseason?
Yeah, I mean, look, would I rather live in a world from a sanity standpoint where Dak Prescott had all this playoff success? Totally, absolutely. But I mean, this becomes the conversation for obvious reasons. And the team Dak plays for obviously exacerbates the issue, and the fact that they're living in and fighting this massive shadow ultimately is a factor as well. But I think that we dilute this point and make it seem like Dak is this like supreme loser relative to his contemporaries. I mean, tell me what Justin Herbert's playoff record is.
That's apples and oranges, RJ. Apples and oranges.
Why is it apples and oranges? Justin Herbert actually blew a massive playoff lead 2 years ago, but we act like everything is everybody else's fault except for Justin Herbert. I mean, again, I would offer Trevor Lawrence as an example. We also don't pick at things the way we do with Dak. Look at his most impressive playoff outing and say, well, it was against the below 500 Buccaneers. Okay, let's apply this same kind of conversation to everybody else. Jalen Hurts has 2 playoff wins. One was against the Daniel Jones-led Giants. We all agree that they stink. The other was against the literally quarterbackless San Francisco 49ers. People make a big deal about the playoff game that Jalen Hurts lost after those 2 because he played so well despite the fact that the Eagles did not win. Consider that, the Kansas City Chiefs, even though they've won the Super Bowls and deserve all the credit in the world for that, they've beaten some tomato cans in the playoffs. They had an AFC championship win over the Titans, right? And does anybody care?
Gosh.
No. They deserve all the credit in the world. And Dak Prescott deserves his fair share of criticism. And consider, once again, that we talk about the 49ers like they're this daddy, right? Like, oh, the Niners are amazing. Kyle Shanahan's amazing. 2 of the 3 playoff losses this team has had in the last 3 years have been to the team. And the other one was to the Green Bay Packers, who we all agree have the next great thing at the quarterback position. It is super unfortunate and very frustrating and, incredibly unbelievable that the Cowboys managed to run into these insane threats after threats after threats. Aaron Rodgers, of all people, was their bugaboo forever. It's not like they can't get over Ryan Tannehill. It's not like Kyler Murray's wiping the floor with them in the division round. They're losing to some all-time people. What a shame that they are maybe the second best in the line of some really amazing people in the NFL.
RJ, do you need a hug?
I'm feel fantastic.
Are you sure? You sure?
I'm laying out the facts as they are.
You need a hug or a shot of Fireball, something.
Well, let's lay out the facts as they are. Can we just do this real quick?
Yeah, here we go.
Because Dak Prescott got paid. Do we agree? At that one time, he was the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Was he not?
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. Been true for like 9 people.
Yeah, I'm just saying, hang on, hear me out, and then I'm going to shut up and you can respond and tell me how wrong I am. Okay. So he got that paid, and he got paid on a potential of what he could do moving forward. When you talk about Trevor Lawrence or Justin Herbert or Jalen Hurts or whomever else Tua or whoever else got paid this year, that's what they're getting paid on. Dak Prescott now is going into his second time. Are we still going to pay this man on what we think his potential is going to be?
I disagree in the most aggressive way possible because he has never been paid for potential. Joe, this is the 3rd August 28th in 6 years that Dak Prescott has entered a contract year with the Dallas Cowboys. It has never been a matter of, dude, we're going to pay you because we think you're going to deliver over the course of this contract. We're going to get here early. It has been a matter of, we are going to wait till the absolute 11th hour to pay you. And that's not paying for potential. That's getting all the juice out of the orange that you possibly can.
Well, then why would you pay the guy if it's not a potential? I mean, if you don't think he can win, why do you pay the man the highest paid contract in the NFL?
Joe, who is the player in the NFL that you pay at the end of their career? I would like to understand the people that aren't being paid for potential.
That's my whole point. So Dak is not at the end of his career, but he's certainly
Is he at the end of his run in Dallas?
We're heading into
He's
the
had
fall
enough. He
of his
wants
career.
somebody else to be mad at.
I think that this conversation and this argument gets cyclical because people assume that people who are pro-Dak are afraid of any opportunity, any other venture, whatever the case may be. If this was a team like, say, the Green Bay Packers that had a history of identifying talent and a history of building teams in a proper way, I'd feel much more comfortable about them rolling the dice, besides the fact that we're talking about the MVP runner from last season. But this is a team that for now, basically 30 years, has struggled, not just generally, but mightily at finding the most important position in the game. The two quarterbacks who they have stumbled upon were true, absolute backwards ass falling into lotto tickets by way of an undrafted free agent who they took 4 years to recognize, and a fourth-round draft pick who only entered the game because Kellen Moore broke his ankle and Joe Showers was bad enough at quarterback that he had to go play safety. So, again, this is a team that can't do the thing that they're on the verge of trying to do. And this is a team that we can't even trust to build a proper roster around him because Dak Prescott himself is sitting in a position with historic levels of leverage against this team. So you can't even sit here and hypothesize and say, well, what if they go get a rookie quarterback and they're savvy enough to go get these players on these other contracts in the trade? What on earth gives you the confidence that if they do move on from Dak, they could go outfit that roster, set that quarterback up for success? And people love to say, well, they need to save money so they can go spend in free agency. They had Dak Prescott on the cheapest possible quarterback contract that anybody had throughout that entire run because he was on a fourth-round rookie deal. And what did they do to outfit the roster and help him go to the Super Bowl? Nothing, except put the bullseye on him so that people like you could come and sit here and say how he's run his course in the team.
RJ Ochoa, bloggingtheboys.com, joining us here on the Blitz, the fireworks every Wednesday.
This is great.
Katy Perry in the background somewhere.
It's great. It's never Dak's fault. That's what I love. It's always Jerry's fault or somebody else's fault.
Absolutely be Dak's
Well,
fault.
of course, they had a great team last year, RJ. They had a team, and everything fell into place. And Dak throws 2 interceptions early in that game that led to 14 points, and bam, the waterfall started.
All of that is true. Like that, multiple things can be true. It can be true that, Joe, they sucked. They blew. They were awful in the most important moment, and that is disappointing and that is devastating. But you don't have to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Do you think the Baltimore Ravens are sitting here and saying, man, Lamar sucked in that AFC Championship game? Do you think the Buffalo Bills are saying, like, yeah, you know what, Josh Allen, he was terrible? Do you think the Cincinnati Bengals, that loser Joe Burrow got hurt after we gave him $200 million? No, because they all have the misfortune of playing in the era of Patrick Mahomes. It is a really, really frustrating thing, but you don't have to freak out. It is embarrassing. It is frustrating. You should absolutely try to not do that again, obviously. You don't have to act like he's the worst person to ever live because he lost the playoff game once again to a quarterback that we all now agree is like a top 5 dude in the NFL. You can't sit here and on one hand say Jordan Love is amazing, he's awesome, but the Cowboys are these chumps for losing to him 9 months ago.
I just can't wait till Dak gets to lose to Patrick Mahomes, because if that happens, they've at least made the Super Bowl, and according to Ryan Eagle, that is good enough. Let's shift gears a little bit here, RJ. Dalvin Cook. Are we really supposed to be excited about Dalvin Cook to have 2 running backs combined might have half a tank? Dalvin Cook?
Look, I don't mean to make this about Dak, but Joe's over here like, I bet on out of one side of his mouth saying like, this is so stupid of the Cowboys. Yeah, these are the dudes. Dak cannot Bobby Flay and beat Bobby Flay with the kitchen with infinite ingredients. This is chopped. This is Fruit Loops and,
Captain Crunch,
spring,
RJ.
And exactly. Like,
keep your hands out of them.
Difficult. All 4 running backs on the Cowboys roster, although Dalvin Cook's obviously on the practice, had negative rush yards over expectation last year. That is a statistic that filters out the play of the offensive line. That is literally how many yards you had relative to expectation, to the holes that you were allowed, that you could have created. All 4 of them had negative rush yards over expectation last year. Dalvin Cook had negative 83. And yeah, I know 2 years ago he had 1,100 total yards with the Minnesota Vikings. He had a negative rush yards over expectation then. That's where the downhill started. Is Dalvin Cook a nice idea in theory? Sure. I think he's a player that could help teams. But like I talked about with the Zeke Elliott thing back when the Cowboys brought him back, the moment that when you're depending on this, that's what makes it so dumb and that's what makes it so stupid. And if you're sitting here like, well, guys, we need help at running back. We know. We've been screaming you for 6 months that you need help at running back. You should have been active in the earlier parts. If you're trying to find these dudes in August, you're doing it wrong.
like draft one when they had the opportunity. I think
Mhm.
Trey Benson was there, and that might have been a pretty good pick in the third round.
Everybody was there, but they wanted Maris Liu-Fau out of Notre Dame. Joe, do you even know what number Maris Liu-Fau was?
I have no clue. No.
Well, I imagine you would rather that be a running back.
I would.
Go get your journeyman linebacker in the final days of August instead of the dude who you're going to hand the ball off to.
I love you, RJ. You
Yeah.
know that.
Good stuff, man.
I love you both. I'm surprised you both survived Vegas. You're like 43rd trip to Vegas, in the last few whatevers. By the way, Joe, Maris Liu-Fau is number 35. That'll be on the quiz.
Okay, thank you. I'll remember that.
Yeah. What number does he wear?
35.
Where'd he go to school?
Notre Dame.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's listening.
Look at you, Joe.
Yeah.
No, yeah,
All
see,
right.
and I hate Notre Dame. It's horrible. Domers.
Colorado wins tomorrow and gives Joe something to scream about on Friday.
Yeah, there we go. We need that. Make sure you're following RJ Ochoa on Twitter and reading him at bloggingtheboys.com at RJ Ochoa. Appreciate you, my friend.
Love
See ya.
y'all.
RJ
See
Ochoa
ya.
on the Buyers Barricades guest line, where they provide traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond, online at buyersbarricades.com.
Dude, the one thing about RJ, and you too, and it's fun. The debate is fun, and that's why I love this job.
I know. When you're wrong, you get louder. It's
I love this
amazing how
job.
that
No,
works.
Well, obviously, I'm not. I think great points today.
Mm-hmm. CeeDee had some great points
He
too.
did.
Let's continue the conversation coming up here on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you're a business owner, a manager, a club leader, and you need your logo on any kind of gear, make sure you get into Sammy's Embroidery and Printing down on San Pedro, especially if you need caps made. Sam has over 25,000 caps and more than 75 color combinations on display in his showroom, including the popular Richardson 112 style trucker caps. He's got Katie caps, Nike Cap America, all the big cap name brands, all the big shirt brands as well. North Face, Eddie Bauer, Nike, Travis Matthew, Port Authority, to name a few. Over 700 uniform lines to choose from. Nobody has better prices. And Sam is the only company in Texas with one-day turnaround. No order too small, no order too big. Call 210-824-3900. Or better yet, go by that massive showroom on San Pedro, 1 mile inside Loop 410, next to Big Lots across from McDonald's, or check the website, samsembroidery.com, for Sammy's Embroidery Club.
Riding I-10 with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6, KTFM, Floresville, and everywhere at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Jungla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by England, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic, happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
For a limited time, get a free K5 reverse osmosis drinking water system when you purchase a Connecticut water softener. Clean, great tasting water at your kitchen sink. Hurry before they're gone.
Call 656 Pure Connecticut.
Mom, meet Sarah.
From first time Nana moments.
Yeah, welcome to Flight 101.
To annual girls trip moments. Your can't miss moments are worth protecting against RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV. And there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com.
So where should we go next?
Sponsored by Pfizer.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds, which could be life-changing. I mean, you could put that money towards that zero-turn lawnmower you've always wanted. And after using its edge-shaping technology to meticulously sculpt the face of the Mona Lisa into your grass, you'll become the undisputed king of Saturday morning lawn care, leaving your neighbor and sworn enemy Gary to question his place in the delicate neighborhood ecosystem. And it's all because you could save money switching at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Our Labor Day savings start now at Lowe's. Right now, buy one, get one free on Valspar Reserve or HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams Infinity or Showcase Interior Paint via Lowe's gift card rebate. Whether you're painting one accent wall or want to freshen up a whole room, we've got you covered. Because Lowe's knows savings. Lowe's knows home improvement. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/rebates for details. Valid through 9/4.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
From the San Antonio Sports Star Studios, sponsored by George Salinas Injury Lawyers. This is KTFM Floresville, San Antonio's Sports Center.
Well, the Houston Texans have placed linebacker Christian Harris on the injured reserve designated to return list with a lingering calf injury. He's going to miss the first 4 weeks of the season. Cowboys, of course, added Dalvin Cook today. We've been talking about it. He's on the practice squad now, but that should change pretty quickly. And they brought back some people that they cut yesterday. One of them, lineman Josh Ball. The other one, Jalen Cropper.
Guess what day it is?
Joe Reinagel.
That's the third time in 7 seasons. The San Antonio Spurs are the NBA champions.
Jason Minutes.
They go back to big day as Super Bowl champions. Dallas 52, Buffalo 17.
It's the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Mike. What day is it, Mike? Hump day.
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 All day, baby. All day. Hump day.
Keep going.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Hump day.
Yeah.
I love that camel.
I do. He's awesome. Happy Hump Day.
If you're watching on our San Antonio Sports Star YouTube channel, I got a direct message from Rick Galindo. I don't think he likes your Hump Day, but he sends me a this. I'm just going to show that on YouTube.
You got to have positivity, and I'm not sure what's happening in that man's life, but, we got to be positive. It's Hump Day. We're just about over the hump, sliding into the weekend.
Says, guess what day it is? And it started to say hump, H-U-M, and then you got Batman slapping the crap out of somebody saying Wednesday. It's just Wednesday.
It's just Wednesday, but it's a Hump Day. Slide into that weekend. Unless Robert Galindo, is that you said?
Rick Galindo. Yeah.
Maybe he's got to work this weekend. He doesn't give a damn. Maybe he's just coming off his weekend. I don't know what he does for a living.
Yeah, he's a barbecue guy.
Oh, barbecue guy. Okay.
But yeah, so I mean, but I look at that and I think, how miserable is your life if you're mad at Joe being annoying as hell?
Hump Day.
And you're listening to this show.
You listen to the show, you kind of know it's there.
It's coming.
But you never know what people are going through.
That's
right?
all right.
Old Sean Rima just posted a little while ago. I just saw this on Facebook. Did you see this earlier?
I did not.
Oh my goodness. I can't read this whole thing because, Sean wrote War and Peace on Facebook, but basically he said, I feel horrible about something. Yeah, some guy went to his door selling internet. Right? And he's had something going on, and I'm not there. The guy said, well, I'll come back later. Well, he did. But he came back and Rima was eating dinner. And I guess, according to Sean, there were some F-bombs and blah, 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 slammed the door, blah, blah, blah. And he said, I feel bad because, some dude's just trying to earn a living in a crummy economy, and I took my BS out on him. That's not cool. You never know. I don't know what Rick's going through today, but that hump day should make you smile,
Well,
Rick.
It
should make you smile.
I'm thinking about
Don't
you,
be
buddy.
a grumpy, yeah, Rick.
Yeah, hump day's not for everybody. I like it, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Well, and I think maybe to your point, because I think he works a lot of weekends. So
Man, it
today
could
might
be.
be his Monday.
It might be.
Right? It might be his Monday.
That explains.
You grumpy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let Joe have his fun.
Let me have my fun.
Let him have his fun.
I got to put up with Minix 5 days a week.
You have no idea.
I have that one day that I can have some fun.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly. Because all the other days, Joe Reinigle is the yes, sir.
Oh, here's what happens.
I love the videos we get of people in their cars doing the hump day.
Humping.
Red Roddy's brought his daughter over to Roo Pub one time, and just so she could do that with you. It's fantastic.
It made my day.
Yes.
It did.
It makes her day every day.
Makes it worthwhile.
Yes.
So, Rick, have a better day, buddy.
Have a better day, man. Have a better day. So, Jerry Jones talking today.
He did.
After he wrote a big old check to one CeeDee Lamb, gave an update on the status of where they are right now with one Dak Prescott.
That hasn't changed. So we're continuing to, first of all of us focus on what's coming up here in the next 10 days, 2 weeks, opening game. And that takes priority over anything. Lamb wasn't here. Dak is here. So we have really no more to do in those significant things that we talk about every time we meet to have this season on go by opening day. So it'll remain like it's been.
Wow. I mean, he just said basically we're not negotiating for the next 2 weeks. We're getting ready for a football game.
Dak's going to do his thing, and he'll get a call from his agent. And we have said many, many times, you got 3 quarterbacks, and none of them are under contract after this season. What the hell is plan B?
Do you know, in this day and time, you can have them under contract and they still not come. So contracts isn't the end-all solution. And some of the best decisions that I've been a part of with the Cowboys have been when we didn't have contracts one way or the other, whether the player was on our team or on some other team. And so I've quit a long time ago getting bent out of shape about having anybody under contract or not. And there's all kinds of other things other than a contract that could change the outcome of him being under contract. Injury, level of play. So you can't just pick that and say, that should give you a better feeling about our team or me a better feeling about it. The whole thing has a lot of moving parts. Now, I can live with that and do live with it. You have to live with it because we play a game that it can change on the next play.
Wow. I like this Jerry. I like this guy. He speaks well.
Well, I mean, obviously, and again, the way he's talking right now, more business-like.
Yeah.
Not joking. But there is risk to let him play this out and hit free agency.
I don't have any comment there.
But he's going to talk for a minute 13.
From the time that I thought about buying the Cowboys, I frankly have never really assessing the risk of what we do around here to be involved in the NFL, to be involved in football. It'd be madness to say, well, that's risky. So I've been feeling extreme risk since the day I walked through the doors here. And so everything you do, almost, there's risk involved. That's the nature of the game. Sometimes it's worked out really well. Sometimes taking those risks will bite you. I don't believe the man upstairs gives anybody a plus or minus on when they're taking risk of how he's going to cut the cards. But I've had good luck taking risk. I've had some drawn back a nub a few times. So again, I don't want to even talk about any of the decisions we make on personnel as assessing risk. It's all risky.
It's all risky, Jason. Sometimes you draw back a nub. Yeah, I love that, man. Are you kidding me? I like this business, Jerry Jones. And look, whether it's football or business, and I think a lot of it, well, it's been both for Jerry, but I mean, certainly the risks that he's taken in business have paid off pretty well.
They certainly have. And do you risk a future without Dak Prescott? The fact that you might not like the idea that you just, plan, but whatever it is. I mean, the idea that he doesn't have a deadline. And you've heard Steven say it, you've heard Jerry say it, deadlines make deals. He was asked, will negotiations with Prescott roll into the regular season?
No, not any indication of any of that. That's why I said it'll be just like it's been.
Yeah. So, no deadline given by Dak's people, which surprises me.
Well, it surprises me too. But again, I think if you're Dak Prescott, once the season begins, I don't see him paying any attention to it at all. He does have representatives that take care of that stuff, but I mean, he's always kind of been that way. Once the football season starts, Dak is like he's football.
Well, and even now, he gets daily updates. And just listening to CeeDee Lamb talk last night with their night practice up there at the Star, he did all the right things. I mean, his hours watched on the iPad were right up there with everybody that was in camp. He was engaged. He just wasn't there. And it was stressful for CeeDee Lamb. We'll hear from him coming up next on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. If you are having any issues at your house with your plumbing, your AC, there is one company to call, and that is Quartermoon Plumbing, Heating, and AC, 210-651-5899. At Quartermoon, they are experts at worst-case scenarios, big job, small job, residential or commercial. Their service trucks are fully stocked, and they have all the equipment needed for any job. No commission. Sales reps, they'll provide estimates and second opinions, and they have a great experienced staff that has earned an A-plus ranking with the Better Business Bureau, and at Quartermoon, they are green certified. Call them 210-651-5899, 651-5899, or online, quartermoonplumbing.com.
94.1 FM. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Fall Golf Classic is back. Monday, September 30th at Olympia Hills Golf Club. Get your slot now. $120 per person or $400 per foursome. The Fall Golf Classic, benefiting San Antonio sports, is presented by the Law Office of Jesse Hernandez, the Texas Chancla, sponsored in part by Jim Beam, PPL Motorhomes, Flight by Yingling, Tomalitos Mexican Restaurant. The Fall Golf Classic happening Monday, September 30th. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
It's time to huddle up and listen close. For 2024, we pay tribute to a true game changer in the world of snacks, the unrivaled, the unbeatable, the pork rind. Yes, it's crunch time, and we're not just talking about the last few nail-biting minutes of the game. We're talking about a snack so audaciously crunchy, it puts those pretentious chips and pretzels to shame. So here's to you, Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, for being more than just a crunch. Southern Recipe Pork Rinds. It's crunch time. Find your rind at H-E-B.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TURN. to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TURN for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter. Locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America NA.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com. Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, South Texas home for Texas A&M football. Saturday afternoon at 6:30. The Aggies take on the Notre Dame Leprechauns, presented by Ewald Kubota and the Angry Elephant. Pre-game at 5:30 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagel. I'm Jason Minix. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Subscribe to the San Antonio Sports Star YouTube page. You can also follow us on socials, Twitter, Instagram, at Joe Reinagel 210, at Jason Minix, at SA Sports Star. And if you're following on, especially on Instagram, go follow our Instagram page, please. We give away a lot of stuff. We just had a guy that came in and won this whole Rangers prize pack, and he just picked it up, came in the studio during the commercial break and took a picture. You can win free stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, you can, and he had a bag full.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just one or two things. This is a whole bag full of stuff. And so I know our digital guys are giving away stuff like that all the time. So subscribe to our Instagram page.
When we clean out all you got to do is follow on Instagram.
Yeah.
Subscribe to YouTube. Get it right,
Whatever
Reinagel.
the hell
Get
it
it
is.
right, Reinagel.
They knew what I was talking about.
At SA Sports Star. We got to clean out the prize closet because, well, the Rangers are kind of sucking down this stretch run, and we've got a bunch of Ranger stuff that we've got to give away, and it seems like a lot of people want that, which me too.
Hey, the Rangers won last year. You got to give them a break, right? I mean, come on. They're still got a hangover from winning the championship last year.
And I love how you move goalposts depending on what team we're talking about.
Well, when the Cowboys win a championship, let me know. They can have a hangover the next year.
They've had one for 30 years.
Yeah. I didn't say 30. I said one. Yeah.
Move the goalpost again.
Here we go.
CeeDee Lamb is a rich, rich man.
He is.
And one of the things that is interesting, because he's got generational wealth now.
He does, yes.
Listening to Jerry Jones talk today, and I'm not going to read word for word, but one of the cool things, and you think about Jerry and the relationship that he has with his players, even though he put CeeDee through hell and not just signing him. Well, I mean, the holdout, all that kind of stuff. It's interesting. Jerry said, because apparently CeeDee asked him some financial advice. and because he's dealing with a huge amount of money now. Jerry said you got to be careful. You got to look under the hood. Give it a lot of consideration as you make decisions regarding what you have as far as keeping it. You don't have to be smart to make money. You can be very talented. You can be very driven. You do not have to be smart to make money, but you have to be real smart to keep it. That's he said, any way I can help a player in any way keep it, put me in, coach.
Well, there's a lot. Mike Tyson's a perfect example.
Yes.
I mean, millions, he blew it, made it back. And I mean, it's easy when you have that amount of money to think you're going to always have it. And it's not always the case. That's good advice from Jerry Jones.
And for CeeDee Lamb, extremely emotional knowing that he can take care of his entire family now.
I got to get bumped a little bit, not so much hit, but as I'm running, the nudge, you know what I'm saying? Those are things that you just contact balance. But again, I trained for those in Fort Lauderdale or in Davie, with Reef. And again, I feel like I'm more prepared than ever.
Yeah, now he's more prepared than ever to get out there and get back into football shape now that the contract stuff is behind him. He's ready to rock and roll.
And he's got a couple of weeks, I guess, not quite a couple of weeks, but said he wanted to get bumped a little bit.
Yeah.
Right? Just he needs that contact. I mean, I think, look, the guy's in shape. We've seen him working out. He's in shape, but he needs to get hit a little bit. And I don't think anybody's going to take him out, but just to get bumped, pushed around, and catch some passes with guys guarding him, on him, and do that kind of stuff, I think is what he's going to be doing over the next several days.
And while he wasn't in camp, he certainly was up to date with watching on the iPad and texting with his teammates.
I can't put a number on it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I just had all the questions like, how we feeling? Like, what we thinking? Like, what's the situation? Yeah, I know when I get back, I'm coming with energy. So obviously not with my mouth, but with my play.
I'm not worried about him. I'm not. And I've said this before, into this whole, he can come back. I think he's going to be just fine. And they're going to need him against Cleveland. I mean, Cleveland's a good football team on the road in the dog pound. It's going to be a tough start for the Dallas Cowboys. And so they're going to have to play well, and they need CeeDee to play well if they're going to come out of there with a W.
And again, just getting that contract put behind him, which is why I wonder, like with Dak Prescott. Now, Dak Prescott has a skill set, and I do believe it is a great skill to be able to compartmentalize everything and focus, knowing that you've got an agent negotiating that kind of money. And quite frankly, I don't know if it matters if you're talking about 60 million, 6 million, 60,000, when you're whatever level you are, if you're dealing with any big money, think about you when you're trying to buy a house and you realize, okay, we can't make any purchase right now because they're looking at our finances.
Yeah.
So don't go buy that new couch or that new truck while you're in that process. The fact that CeeDee Lamb, 13, the fact that CeeDee Lamb said there were times where, it was emotionally tough.
To be honest, really only one time throughout this whole time, and it was near the end. Quite honestly, now that we got it done, I can tell y'all. So it was near the end. I was like, bro, listen, we just need to get this done. I'm ready to go be with my guys. I know we're missing out on so much time, like a month. Obviously, I'm training on my own. Granted, I can be prepared, but like timing, you can't teach that. You can't coach that. You can't rep. Like the only thing you can do is rep that. And obviously, avenues, bumps, and alleyways of getting open and scoring touchdowns. You got to see it to believe it.
Obviously that's got to be the toughest part of a holdout. Look, it's about the money. I know CeeDee said it wasn't about the money, but of course it's about the money. But they are your teammates, the guys and you have to believe that he felt like he was letting them down a little bit, even though everybody does this and you do what you have to do. But in the back of your mind, that's how I would feel. It's like, yeah, I know this is the right thing to do, but man, I'm letting those guys down. They're out there busting their butts, and it's tough. And I'm sure there was some of that regret, remorse, whatever you want to call it, that he wasn't out there on the field with his guys in Oxnard.
The reality is there's all of that FOMO, but it is the business side of the NFL.
Yeah, it was. It was just, obviously you got to separate your business likes from your actual, like something that you grew up playing for fun. You know what I'm saying? So as for me, I would try to obviously give out subtle subliminal messages. Like I have, like my love for this game would never vanish. Like the business side of it is its own side. But then when I line up or get on this field, I know it's time to go to work. So it was just like I saw both sides of it. It was very eye-opening. I understand how it is now. Granted, it was my first time going through it for my first vet contract, so I'm prepared for the next.
Already
prepared for the next contract. Well, good. You got to start thinking ahead. I'd play this year and hold out next. I mean, why not get it now?
Stop. It won't be long, though, before that contract's going to be out of date. And the idea that, the average is $34 million a year. I like that his agent messed with him a little bit before giving him the good news.
I was up. I was literally in the living room talking to my guys. I had my homeboys with me. We was just chatting, and my agent FaceTimed me. He was actually it's kind of crazy because he hit me with yeah, man, this is going south, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, what do you mean it's going south? Like, it's time. Like, and then he hit me with, yeah, they're only going to try to pay you $34 a year. I'm like, well, where do I sign?
It's like, hey, dude, didn't we talk about this? If they get to 34, let's go.
I want to know when it was at 28, you were like, ain't enough.
Yeah.
I mean, why is 34 enough? Other guys getting 34. Where do I sign?
Yeah, exactly. Look, and when it gets to that point in time, and I think CeeDee's a smart guy. He knows Justin Jefferson set the market. He wasn't going to get that. The Cowboys weren't going to go that far, but they got close, very close. And when his agent told him 34, I'm sure they talked about that number, I would think, and signing bonuses and guaranteed money. And so CeeDee kind of knew, and his agent knew where CeeDee wanted to be. So he was just messing with it.
When you think about, and again, it is the business side of things. And that part does suck, especially because he was under contract. And Jerry has said that a couple of times. Dak's here. They'll get it done. He's here. You look at Jamar Chase is holding in. Their coach said that they expect him to play in the opener. Coach also said that they expected him to practice today. And then he showed up 10 minutes after practice started in street clothes. I don't know. I don't know how you hold in and watch everything from the emotional standpoint, because ultimately it is the kid's game that you love. And if you love playing football, you want to be out there playing football. And listening to CeeDee, he could be in shape, but he knows the timing of everything, seeing everything, the speed of it. I'm a little worried. I mean, are they going to, in that first game, limit the number of reps that he gets? I mean,
I hope not.
Well, I mean, but you can't get him hurt. I mean, it's one of those balances that they're going to look at. Now, Stevens also said, Stephen Jones, we're going to pay that guy kind of money. He's going to get 15 touches a game, 20 touches a game. And while we look at the addition of a Dalvin Cook, we also know CeeDee has played a little bit of running back. The way he has bulked up, could you see some more running plays? I don't want to say complete Debo type of usage, but could CeeDee be one of those guys that's doing something a little bit more, not just on a jet sweep reverse kind of play?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know if I would do that. I mean, look, CeeDee Lamb at this point in time is your best offensive weapon.
Yes.
Why in the world would you subject him to that? Now, there may be some plays where he can get involved in the running game somehow, some way. But look, I think, you talk about he wasn't there with his teammates. He was holding out. But I think now, I mean, you're happy you got the money. That's a little pressure to go out and perform.
Yes.
He did last year, but now, you got to get out there and you got to prove that you're worth that money. And if you're already thinking about the next one, you got to build your way up to that one. So there's a lot of pressure on CeeDee to perform at least as well as he did last year.
Well, and I think just what we know about CeeDee, the kind of person he is, he's not getting paid and like, all right, I've achieved everything, because that guy still wants to go out and dominate.
I can't really put it into words, but I tell him I'm grateful to be here every moment of the day. Yeah, like this whole process was very crazy for me, as we all know. Very bittersweet. Enjoyed it all. Obviously, had plenty of times to, revamp myself, physically become more prepared for the season. Granted, I wish I would have had a camp, but it's okay though. It'll work out in the back end. But very excited for the moment. Cherish every bit of it. Shout out my agent. Grateful for the whole opportunity. Going back and forth, the phone calls with him. Obviously, thanking God every morning. Get a chance to wake up and do what I do. But yeah, man, it was surreal. Loved it. Here we are.
Did you doubt that it would get done?
Nah, I had no doubt. I had no doubt one bit. But I will say I was getting impatient.
Wow. No doubt it would get done. And I wonder, you try to get inside some of the conversations. His agent had to tell him, look, they're doing this and we're going to get there. And no doubt. But the fact that it took as long as it did, I think was the surprising part of it. And obviously frustrated CD.
I think we all said that. We know it's going to get done. We know Jerry's going to cave. Well, ultimately, you've got to get it there. Finally, they did.
They did.
Dak is up next.
Yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean, they're either going to get it done or not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Doesn't sound like they're going to get it done. Not before the season.
You never know.
That could change tomorrow.
It could change tomorrow. It could change tonight.
It could.
That's the beauty of it. Nobody knows really how close they are. Kind of like nobody knows how close we are to getting legalized sports betting in the great state of Texas.
Woo.
Now, we spent the last couple of days out in Las Vegas at Circa Las Vegas, and we're dealing with very high up people in the casino business. When you're talking with Derek Stevens, who owns Circa, Mike Palm, who is the vice president of operations. We talked to a guy that sets the lines. It is the risk manager or whatever.
Fascinating conversation.
And it's one thing what you're talking about on the air. It's another over drinks off the air. Legalized gambling. How soon will it be? Jerry was asked that today. We'll tell you his answer coming up on the Blitz on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I can't wait for legalized sports gambling in the state of Texas, but that doesn't stop you from gambling now. You can do it now legally. BetUS.com. BetUS.com. That's how you get it done right now. Look, that's who I use. BetUS.com. And it's a lot of fun. It's legal in the state of Texas, and you can get it done. Because, look, football season is here. It is here, and makes it so much more fun if you got a little bit of action on the game. And right now, BetUS has got a heck of a deal for you. A 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits. That's right, a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. And look, BetUS offers value that other sportsbooks simply don't offer. Gambler's insurance, crypto bonuses, casino bonuses, plus they have all the products you need. They offer competitive odds, parlays, live bettings, odd boosts, and prop betting. And when you're ready to lay down your bet, give your bet an edge. You can do that. Why not combine your sign-up bonus with knowledge? You can get that knowledge with expert analysis, picks, and predictions on all major sports at their very own BetUS TV. It is the best there is. Get started today at BetUS.com or give them a call at 1-800-MY-BET-US. 1-800-MY-BET-US. BetUS, where the game begins.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Thursday on the Morning Huddle, Dallas Cowboys signed a Pro Bowl quality running back, or at least he was 5 years ago. We'll talk about it.
Also, it's Thursday, which means week 1 of college football. We'll get into some of these games too. Party starts at 6 right here on 94.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. Morning 6 to 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Made in America, highest quality. That's Connecticut quality water softeners. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
A Connecticut is made right here in America, has the best warranty in the industry, and is the wise investment for your home. Plus, you can try a Connecticut water system for 90 days absolutely free with no contract.
Call Connecticut of San Antonio at 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
ConnecticutSA.com.
Keep it twisted all year long with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Twisted Tea is real iced tea that packs a punch with 5% alcohol. Tastes great at the beach, the mountains, or even in your backyard. Look for the bright yellow Twisted Tea cans. Twisted Tea Brew in Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Now your ideas don't have to wait. Now they have everything they need to come to life. Dell Technologies and Intel are creating technology that loves ideas, loves expanding your business, evolving your passions. We push what technology can do, so great ideas can happen right now. Find out how to bring your ideas to life at Dell.com. Welcome to now.
It's Wrangler season out there. Warmer days, cooler nights, open roads, endless horizons. And you need to be ready in jeans made for the unpredictable. Wrangler, for the ride of life. Shop our newest styles today at Wrangler.com.
Your neighbors at El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road are ready to serve you breakfast or lunch fresh. Made to order Mexican dishes or cold drinks on tap. Order today or visit El Guacamole Mexican Grill on 25020 Blanco Road.
Attention Roadrunner fans, get ready for an electrifying season of UTSA football. Season tickets are on sale now, starting at just $90. That's right, for only $90 you can catch all the action, all the touchdowns, and all the excitement at the Alamo Dome. Bring your family, bring your friends, and join the fun as we cheer on our UTSA Roadrunners to victory. Don't miss out on the best deal in town. Get your season tickets today and be a part of the Roadrunner family. Visit GoUTSA.com to secure your seats now. UTSA football, it's more than a game, it's an experience. Go Runners!
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collision since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Football season is among us. Experience the ultimate game day at 49 Cigars at the Village of Stone Oak, Suite 101. Enjoy our fine selection of premium cigars, and you can bring your own beverages. Catch all the action in style at 49 Cigars, where great cigars and unforgettable sports moments meet.
It is the Blitz here on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. He's Joe Reinagle. I'm Jason Minix.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Hump day's almost over. We're just about to the top of that hump, man.
Are we really?
Just about.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what's next hump day, do you?
Next hump day?
Yeah.
I know that I should be knowing this, but what is it?
Well, that's next Wednesday.
It is next Wednesday.
You know what's going on next Wednesday.
I have an idea, I think.
Like what?
I think we might have something really nice and new to talk about.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
That's not what you're talking about?
No, I'm talking about the big rock and roll show happening out of Freeman Coliseum.
Oh, that?
Yes.
Well, of course. How could I forget that?
How could you forget that?
My goodness. I mean, I'm so tied into all these rock bands and concerts that, jeez, there's so many floating around in my head. I can't keep them all straight.
Bush.
Jerry
Cantrell.
Yeah.
And Candlebox.
How about Bones?
And Bones. I don't know if Bush and Bone should be on the same bill. I'm just saying.
I think they should, actually. Should be Bones and Bush.
As long as Jerry Cantrell sings about a man in the box, we'll be all right. You want to go to the big rock and roll show next week out at Freeman Coliseum? We've got your tickets right now. If you're caller number 11, 210-656-ESPN, 656-3776. Going to be a great time. Next week, man, Wednesday, we've got the Bush show. Thursday, nothing more out at Tech Point.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's also my wife's birthday next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
A week from tomorrow, yes. How about that?
Your wife is pulling off the sorority girl. I'm celebrating my birthday for months.
Well, of course she is.
Yes.
Yeah, that never changes.
Never changes.
Of course not. You know, it's a month long, weeks long, whatever you want to call it, but it's all good.
Absolutely.
But officially, the official day is a week from tomorrow.
See, that's like over the weekend, my daughter and your wife were both celebrating their birthdays while in Las Vegas.
Of course.
At Circa Las Vegas,
Yes.
although today is my daughter's official birthday. Officially 26 years old and off the insurance
How
day.
about that?
Absolutely.
Wow, that's a good day.
Your wife is getting a Vegas trip, another trip this weekend, and then her actual birthday.
Yes.
Which she's going to spend with the boys at Nothing More, which is incredible.
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 I'm a hell of a husband. You know that?
You really
Damn.
are. You really are.
Hell of a husband.
You know, you think about where things are in the world that we live in when it comes to sports gambling.
Yes.
It wasn't that long that the only guy that you could bet with was Ryan Eagle's dad out of the trunk of his car, meeting him at, the Kettle or whatever. What did you guys have there in Alice?
The Kettle. We didn't have a Kettle.
You didn't have Kettle restaurants?
No. My dad was a delivery guy. I mean, because he was a pharmaceutical sales rep, right? So a lot of the pharmacists, back then you didn't have CVS or HEB and stuff like that to go to. They were mom and pop pharmacies. So a lot of the pharmacists gambled with him. And so he, as he made his calls, he could take care of it there.
Never met at the Denny's or anything like that?
Well, with some people he did.
Yeah.
Now with the sheriff of Alice, I don't know where he met him.
Oh.
But he was
the sheriff of Alice.
Or Jim Wells County.
Yeah, Jim Wells County.
Yeah. Because he did he was a client.
Yeah, of course.
Of my father, yes.
Which is why he was able to get away with everything.
Of course.
That's just like the series I just finished on Netflix. You wouldn't, but I'll look at what it was and let you know. It was a good show. But anyway, I digress. I mean, now it was a big deal when teams started allowing gambling companies to advertise.
Yeah.
Whether it was true gambling or fantasy.
Yes.
That was a big deal. More and more states have legal gambling. More states have it than don't have it. And we keep saying, what about Texas? Now, this past weekend when we were at Circa Las Vegas, and you look at Circa where they have opened up in states that are legal and have their app in states that are legal, we ask them, well, what are you hearing about Texas? And the idea that every pro sports team in Texas has a major gambling partner.
That was incredible. I didn't know that.
I didn't either. And they started going through them. And, the idea that the Spurs, for example, are with Bet365, right? Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah, I think so. I can't remember exactly, but it sounds right. Yes.
Well,
yeah.
I'm not overly familiar with them. Well, that's the biggest gambling company in Europe.
Yeah.
I had no idea that they were that big. And then, of course, it's the Spurs. Of course, that's what they have done, right? And so, because I was asking, like when it becomes legal, when do you guys start getting in, because, they've got like jersey patches with a couple of teams here and there. And it was like, the well is dry in Texas with the pro sports team because everybody's already
in.
Has partnerships in place. And then, of course, our discussion with, I asked the question. So, with Mark Cuban selling, that's a good sign, right? And boy, I learned a lot of things about that company that I didn't know. And then, of course, he's buddies with Tillman Fertitta because they both own casinos next door to each other in Las Vegas. Heard all kinds of things about that, and it's coming. Jerry Jones was asked today, when is it coming, Jerry Jones?
The mind frame of the people is what we're talking about here. And I don't want to sound like a politician, but it is the mindset, the mind frame. And it has to get an order of priority, an order of importance for something like this, because it must be voted on by the citizens of the state of Texas. And so you've got to create a level of importance. And that level of importance sometimes takes some years to establish, or some other visible, tangible, other states doing it, for some states to make that happen. That's a long-winded way of saying that I think ultimately you have sports betting in the state of Texas. Until that time, the state does lose an opportunity for huge amounts of revenue. And I think that properly supervised by the people that play the games and people that have the teams that play the games and the individual athletes, you've got to make sure that the perception is, and the reality is, that there's just no compromising on it all being very competitive and up and up. And I think that takes some time in some places more than it does others.
You know, it's interesting, and I just looked it up. 38 states have some form of legalized sports gambling, which obviously puts Texas in the minority. But Jerry Jones right there, you can tell, I mean, he's losing money. He wants it.
Yep.
Every pro sports team, Spurs, Rockets, Texans, all of them want it because they'll get more revenue. And he's absolutely right. The state of Texas is missing out on a boatload of tax revenue.
You know, and we had a state senator, Jose Menendez, on the show a year or two ago when we were talking about this. And he did tell us there was a time where what are they called? The groups that, whatever, they would spend a lot of money in Texas, the lobby groups.
Yeah.
To keep gambling out of Texas, Nevada, Louisiana, New Mexico. There are a lot of states that used to spend a lot of money to keep Texas from trying to go with a legalized route. That has changed.
Yes, it has.
Because now these groups are spending money to get it here because they have realized as states have legalized sports betting and gambling that people are still going to Vegas. They're still going to all these casinos, and there's still plenty, right? So whether Texas gets a model with sports gambling, but also the kind of model where you've got, a major casino owned by one in the Dallas area, one in the Houston area, one in the San Antonio area, where it's kind of like what they have just north of the border in Oklahoma, which looks like that might be the way it goes. So every major corporation gets one major and it's not dominated. But one thing that Derek Stevens did tell us, the owner of Circa Las Vegas, on the air a couple months ago when we were having this discussion, by waiting, the state of Texas actually will probably do it better than most states because of the 38 states where it's legal. Some have done a really good job with it. Some haven't. And so by waiting, Texas can see what's worked well and what hasn't and come up with a better plan. But it comes out to the politicians involved. And as a consumer, at the very least, put it on the ballot and let voters decide. And if it votes no, I'll be pissed. But hey, if that's what the voters decided, that's why we live in America. That's one of the great things about being America. Right now, you got guys in suits that are making the decision for us.
Well, and that's the problem. I mean, even though we elect those people, let us decide. And again, you take whatever the outcome is in that thing. But I think if it's explained properly to people and they understand, and if the money is spent properly, and without getting all in the weeds here, I mean, when we first approved the lottery here in Texas, it was supposed to go to the schools, right? Yep. All that revenue. Yeah. Well, it's politicians, and they have a tendency to see some money in a box over there, and they grab it and spend it on something else, and that happens. And so I think that it has to be sold to the citizens of Texas that this is going to, I don't know, take some property tax relief off of you. Those kind of things. And I think people, if they see that, it will help. And look, just because it's legal in Texas, I mean, you have to do it, right? I mean, it's not for everybody. So it's not, nobody's going to come to your house and say, you have to bet on the Dallas Cowboys today. Ooh, that'd be bad. But I'm just saying, they're not going to do that.
It doesn't say which way you have to bet.
Well, no,
I mean, you could bet on the Cowboys to lose and lose money.
Well, I think you picked the entire Dallas Cowboy team on your fantasy team last night, didn't you?
I did not.
I think you did.
Dude, I have Brandon Aubrey. I have Jake Ferguson.
Oh, that pissed me off.
I did that just to piss you off. And I took the Dallas defense.
Yeah.
Because I think the Dallas defense is going to be good.
I think they're going to be pretty good, too.
How many Cowboys did you end up on your roster?
I have none on my roster, actually.
Texans?
I do have one. I have Joe Mixon.
All right.
Yeah, he's on my roster. I think the most, honestly, and I didn't plan it this way, is probably Buffalo, because I have their defense. I have Josh Allen, and I have Dalton Kincaid.
You know, it's interesting. I am very pro Chiefs in my fan. We had our fantasy draft last night.
Yeah, sorry.
And you know, it's weird how, you know, you go in with the plan and then it starts happening and then your plan's out the window in a hurry,
yes,
right? I mean,
yes.
that's everywhere. I mean, we all think drafting is this, that, and the other. But, you know, when I've got the combo that I was, or a combo, I'm always like a quarterback receiver combo.
Yeah.
I got a quarterback tight end combo, but I'm happy with it with Mahomes and Travis Kelce. I was able to get Mike Evans in the 4th round, which I was surprised he was still there. Josh Jacobs as a running back. I do have a Texan and Diggs as a wide receiver. Hope that one doesn't bite me in the ass. Yes, Ferguson's going to be my flex, which is why I took him. Although I took him just kind of thinking, okay, this is pretty late in the draft, and he's still there, and Ryan Eagle's coming up, so gone. But and I'm looking at the receivers that were available then, and went that way. Christian Kirk, I was able to get in the 7th round, which kind of surprised me that he was still around.
Well, I think he's been a little bit banged up. He might have scared some people, not where he's going to miss any time, but that scares people off a little bit. There were a couple of those guys that I passed on because of that, and you're just not completely sure of their status. And you try, you've got 2 minutes to look.
Which 2 minutes is too long.
It's a long time, but obviously you've got more time than that waiting for your draft. So I try to research some of these guys, but I'm happy with I got Josh Allen, I got Derrick Henry, and Joe Mixon are my running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dalton Kincaid is my my tight end, Buffalo Bills. I'm trying to think. Justin Jefferson, one of my wide receivers, and I can't think off the top of my head who else. But
Well,
I'm happy with my team.
I mean, he was there, but also with Mahomes, picking up Xavier Worthy as a flex wide receiver play is pretty good. And then late, like second to last pick, DeAndre Hopkins is still sitting there. You know, if he's healthy, he's going to be fine. So I like that one. And the Texans, the last pick in the draft is because I had the 10th pick, so I had the very last pick. Mr. Irrelevant, my backup defense is the Houston Texans.
Oh wow, well that should be pretty good.
Yeah.
Might be better than the Cowboys defense.
Well, yeah, and if I got to switch, I'll switch.
Yeah.
I still think the Cowboys defense is going to be really good.
I totally agree with that. I really do. I think they're going to be the strength of that team this year. We said that last year. I don't think they're going to be historic by any stretch.
Nobody said that.
But I'm just saying.
No, nobody said that.
Just in case you were going that way.
Nobody is going to say that ever again. But certainly not about this year's defense.
I think they will be pretty good. We'll see. But I still like playing fantasy football, even though I'm more of a bet US guy and want to put some action on the games that way.
Out of curiosity, and I don't want to say that I'm losing interest in fantasy football, and we've been in the same league since like 1994.
Yes, we have.
And the fun part about it used to be the draft and everybody getting together and having a good draft party. Doing it online sucks. And like you said, with all the other ways to stay engaged in a game.
Oh yeah.
Fantasy football doesn't have the same excitement level.
Nope. It started things, though, right?
It did.
Fantasy football started that, and people got interested in watching games that they might not normally watch just for their players. And now, as sports gambling takes off, that's kind of taken over.
It's fun. And then you get mad when you get your draft grade.
I got mad.
You were mad.
At a C+.
You were mad.
Oh, damn, I thought mine was pretty good. I took a chance on a couple of rookie wide receivers.
Yeah.
But
They dinged you for that?
Adunze is
Rome,
one of them.
Out of Chicago. That's a good pick. I like that
Adonai Mitchell.
Yeah, that's a good
Texas
one.
Longhorn.
Absolutely.
So, they dinged me for that.
Well, it's where you took them.
Well, I took them late. The only one that they really dinged me on was taking Jaden Daniels, or as early as I took him.
Yeah.
I probably could have waited.
Probably could have waited.
It's all right, though.
But then you're getting, we had 17 rounds. You took Trevor Lawrence in 16?
16.
I took Justin Herbert there too.
Yeah.
I was going to take Trevor Lawrence because I got Christian Kirk so I could have that combo.
So there you go. I mean, you never know.
So I know if you haven't already had your fantasy draft, you have your fantasy draft coming up over the next couple of days because the regular season starts a week from tomorrow. And yeah, you're good at fantasy. You like playing